I caught it quickly that time. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Captain Quasar, and welcome back to another unofficial H3 waiting. Today we have quite a few things to talk about, but I don't know if we're going to get to all of them. We're going to try. So, I don't know. Hopefully they start on time, but also hopefully I get enough time to finish. You know what I mean? But we're going to start with a few Reddit posts and then get into the videos, because the videos are the important part of today's stream. But gotta get through it all. Just hop right in. Just mosey on down. So first things first, I kind of wanted to just get this out of the way because I just find it kind of interesting. So someone wanted to make it clear to the very few fans with Amtrad American Traditional tattoos who felt a bit slighted by the recent discourse. In the most loving way possible, it's not about you. It's about Anissa's cocky attitude more so. You are still family, and we all love you, even if you have corny tattoos, subjectively. Please don't take it personally. See, I think this is true that obviously people are going to like or dislike your tattoos, by the way it goes. But I don't think that people are necessarily hating on Anissa's choice of tattoos, Anissa and Ian's, because they're cocky. I think that it's more so because their choice of American Traditional is very like basic. Because there's a lot of different types of like American Traditional and like American Traditional stylings, but like the eagle stuff like that is like the most, like daggers, the eagle, certain flowers and stuff are the very generic tattoos, and you can get those as American Traditional. I don't think people necessarily care, but it's just when that's all you seem to have, it does look like you really just went into the tattoo shop and picked the first page out of their booklet. But yeah, that was it for that one. Not too important, honestly. Obviously, people are gonna hate your tattoos. People are gonna love your tattoos, but it's all about how you feel about your tattoos. You only care about the way other people feel about them. Kind of starting off from a bad place, got to be honest. But then someone said, let me get this straight. So Bad Empanada is going to copyright strike my clip channel because of what? Lonerbox criticizing you in Hasanabi? Incoming copyright claim. This was to Loner Unboxed, I think, channel. Pretty good stuff. I just don't understand how people support Bad Empanada, all the crazy shit that he's done, while simultaneously saying, but Ethan's trying to take down small Palestinian supporting channels. Ethan's coming after all these small people. And it's like, this is literally a Lonerbox clip channel. Lonerbox himself isn't even like a big creator, but to go after the clip channel is just so, like, come on, man. Especially when, like, I haven't seen him. I don't even know what this is specifically talking about, to be honest. But Lonerbox definitely reacts to he reacts to the actual substance of the arguments rather than just bullshitting and sitting around giggling. So I don't know what you would have to claim. I personally love American Traditional style tattoos and love going in Flash. But if you feel upset about it, you're really coming off as not all men. Yeah, exactly. I think the getting upset about it is what it shows the reason that you got the tattoos was for the public perception. But yeah, so Bad Empanada just being a scumbag as always. And then this is funny. I actually want to move this one down. We're not going to watch this one just yet because we're going to wait. Because someone else actually asked him better question. I guess that is it. But, okay, so we're going to watch these because these are some goofs. This was interesting. Because...
Uh-oh. Come on, you can do it.
Put it right side up. Just
You
so
can
it
do
doesn't
it. You
spill
got
on you.
this.
All right, bro, I can't do it. Here.
Nice.
I do. This seems a little immature. No. For
Hey, the guy
$1,000.
sent $7,000.
Yeah.
I'm more just interested. Oh, someone sent $7,000 to have them do this? Wait, what? Here's $7,000. I want to see if she can open that jar of olives. What?
All right, bro.
It's
I
just a
can't do
lie,
it. Here.
right?
I do. This seems a little immature.
Bro put in $70 and he missed the decimal point.
Or no. For
Hey, the guy
$1,000.
sent $1,000.
Yeah, but it's
Oh,
slightly
1,000.
immature.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I read that as 7,000. $1,000 still to open a jar of olives.
Fucking
It's just
slick now.
it's a little,
See, it
little fun.
is.
I gotta grip it.
Uh-oh, Andrew. If you can't open it either,
Well, your hand greased the whole top of it.
my hand are fine. Here, high five.
It
My shit
literally-
is slow.
It's like, feel it. Isn't that greasy?
It was like that already. Oh my god.
No, it
ridiculous.
wasn't. You greased the top.
Use
Oh
your
my
shirt.
Jesus,
Use your
Andrew!
shirt,
If you can't open the olive jar, you cannot
Here,
blame my
while we're doing
hand.
olive jar.
If you're so strong, you should open it.
Yeah, I gotta be able to grip it.
Okay, we'll grip it. Let's
It's
go.
literally.
Isn't the whole point of it grip strength? Like, he keeps saying, I need to grip it. I need to grip it. And it's like, yeah, if she had like a balloon or something, like something rubber to put on top of it, I'm sure she could open it up too.
Slippery.
Uh-oh.
I am impressed. This is like when was it Alex Jones couldn't do it? Wasn't there like an Alex Jones clip of him not being able to open a jar of olives the same way? How are they making these
Grab me a
jars?
paper towel so I can dry the top of it off.
Oh.
Ah, thank you, Kitten Pillar. Welcome to Quasar's Cadets. And then, I don't think anyone would actually care about this. This was just kind of funny. Don't tell Matt Lieb that they like Sabra. My sister found this clip because she's the biggest fan of Good Mythical Morning, and OMG, I thought it was so funny. To clarify, they both liked the most expensive hummus the most, then Sabra, then the other two. Also, Good Mythical Morning's crew has a lot of Jewish rep, including Matt and Stevie. The producer talks in this clip. So this is just a little goof. Well, obviously, I also think that if you were to go, well, how do you feel? Like, you shouldn't be like super, I don't know, we can't be snarky back to snark because it does just sound stupid to go like, did you hear that Rhett and Link actually like Sabra hummus? Because they'd probably just come back and go, yeah, I don't care. Well, that just means you can't say Habibi. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of the easy response. But anyways, here's the actual clip.
So good hummus. Normal hummus, really garlicky hummus, surprising and intriguing hummus, and blah hummus.
That's my favorite hummus out of the 3 normal seeming hummuses.
$3.99. Our casual sit down, Elena's for $5.25.
Garlic.
And then our grocery store option, Sabra for $3.79.
Grocery store? See, well, Sabra is the one
Sabra
that
does it.
they're actually better than both of the restaurants.
Wow. All those times they've been saying, Sabra isn't as good as going and getting it from a restaurant. Sabra isn't as good. Honestly, Sabra is probably more consistently good than going and getting it from a random restaurant, right? It's like, processed and made to taste the same each time. But yeah, just a little something. They love it. Oh no. But this was the context behind Anissa encouraging Ian and being the one to convince him to go get Tana to say the N-word. And not even... It's such a funny, concept because they just went to a Tana meet and greet and went, say, and then said the N-word. And it's just like with the hard R. What did you think was going to come from that? Because all it looks like is just you saying the N-word at her. Obviously, the context is that she said it in an old clip and, was actually using it as, a slur. Was actually slurring about somebody. But, regardless, anyone who doesn't know that context is just going to see you saying the N-word and be like, what the fuck is happening? Drawn some boring shit today. Well, hopefully this helps. Drawn aunt carefully opening a present so she can reuse wrapping paper. That I'm so confused by that. If I may ask, what kind of illustrations, like, what are you doing it for? Can't say I don't mind. For a website, for books. Because that's really cool. This turkey sausage guy apparently did more journalism than Hassan. Luffy confirms himself that he is a Houthi Yemeni. No idea what else he's saying. Hopefully someone else can translate. We'll look in the comments and see. I do find it funny that the argument against him not being a Houthi, or the argument against him being a Houthi, is just, well, he's not part of the Houthi family, so... His name isn't Al-Qaeda, so... His name was Osama bin Laden. I don't know what we're trying to say here. And I know it's the Al-Houthi family, but it's just like... okay, we'll watch. I feel like the context always ends up...
What? Yemeni.
Yeah, I know you're Yemeni, but are you a member of the Houthis? I'll have the thing ask it again.
هل أنت جزء من الحوثيين؟ الحوثيين يمنيين.
You're Houthi and Yemeni.
الحوثي يمني.
All right, everyone. I hope you were recording that.
Because I'm wondering if... Oh, maybe that's all he was saying. Okay. So maybe he isn't a Houthi. Maybe he was just saying the Houthis are Yemeni. What are you talking about? Okay. As a native Arabic speaker who knows the dialect, as the Yemeni dialect is very close to the Saudi dialect, I can tell you exactly what he meant. The translator got the question right, and it clearly asked, are you a member of the Houthis? He answered, his answer can be interpreted in two ways. Either he's stating a simple fact that the Houthis are Yemenis too, or more likely, he is implying that real Yemenis are the Houthis. That's how we Arabs often speak to signal belonging. For example, there's a famous phrase, this. I cannot even try and do it phonetically, but it translates to, the Kuwaiti is Saudi and the Saudi is Kuwaiti. It is a way of expressing unity, that we're one people and an attack on one is an attack on all. It is the same logic here. It's like asking someone, are you in the mafia? And they respond, we're all Sicilian. Oh, yeah, that is actually a very clear way of saying it. It's not a denial, it's a wink. He didn't dodge the question, he answered it in a way that only someone trying to blur the line between identity and allegiance would, which can be a negative or positive depending on the situation, and also depending on who's like looking on it, because obviously if it's someone that wants your allegiance, it's going to look good. But I think this is like a great way to put it though. If you're asking someone, are you in the mafia, they wouldn't just say, well, we're all Sicilian. Because that's basically like saying, well, all Sicilians have some ties to the mafia. I might not be in the mafia, but maybe my cousin is. Maybe my uncle is. Maybe I know a guy. But, yeah, so I think that was at least a fair... But knowing that the actual guy asked him specifically, are you a member of the Houthis? I think clears it up quite a bit. That's that. But then I thought it was funny because here are the questions that I don't know why it said Sam. I'm assuming because it's Noah Samson. But for a second I thought they were getting confused with Sam Cedar. But clip from Sam's very intelligent and well-prepared interview with the Rashid Al-Hadid, the Houthi. The Rashid Al-Hadid What? Clips from an interview with Rashid Al Hadid and Noah. Maybe Hassan's head is small because he gave his head size to this guy. Like on his body, his head's a little big. But that's besides the point.
Are IDF soldiers terrorists, and is Hila Klein a terrorist? Online people like Ethan Klein making these videos and talking about you, even though, like you said, and I agree, they don't really care about this issue.
Can you repeat the question because I forgot part of it?
Yes. What is it? Try to smear you and say things about you that aren't true. I guess. What's the way I want to say this? Like, it's not the right word. Give me a second.
I just love that he really just didn't know what to ask. He must have really just thought, I'm gonna get this guy on and it's gonna be epic. It's totally gonna own Ethan. I don't know what the purpose of having him on even was. Because maybe the conversation is longer and he actually asks him about the strife in Yemen and all that, but yeah. Oh, that's cool. Okay. I like locked in and saw that it said that it goes to Element. That's cool. At least they're being used. I feel like there are some people that do illustrations for things that I've never seen. Ah, and that's awesome, Flupick. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad that so many of you have felt like this is a great place to be before the actual H3 podcast. The H3 show. Knowing you have the same hair now. That half and half. It's a signal. He's gonna think you're a fan.
Second.
Do you think they understand what?
From the people we're talking about, do they share Zionist propaganda? Do you think? Do they normalize Israel? But that's just my view of it. Is the type.
Honestly, if I was this guy and dealing with the stuff that's going on, I feel like these questions about how do you feel about these internet personalities, he's completely lost the plot. Like he's not understanding that you are the slop drama. You are the slop tuber doing this. Like, and I am too. I'm not going to act like I'm holier than thou. But this, like, I don't know. It's so weird. It's just like a weird separation of self.
Types of things they say, even if they're doing it just because they want to make money, it's still defending Israel.
This much lying will, in the future, will ruin his mind and, corrupt his mind.
Like
I think that's more
Ethan
accurate.
is going kind of crazy.
Yes, because nobody lie this much and have a sane, mind. What he's saying, and he's saying like, for me, everything I see from him is Zionist propaganda. It's there is nothing I see from him. It's advocating for the innocent people in Palestine.
I agree with you. Dude, that was awesome, man.
Went great.
That's the scary terrorist, everybody. That's the evil, scary terrorist that's coming for... He called CPS. We're making moves. Ethan sucks. Streamers were saying about this kid was... Get him in some...
Fun fact, that guy has a video of him slapping his shoe on his laptop monitor. Why? Such a weird... Gotta do what you gotta do. That's some real life trolling, right?
Get him in some big danger. I wonder how that one will look in...
Also a very
Twitter.
deep cut, I have to say.
to check it out. He's a good dude that cares about a good cause.
I have an interest.
Watching Bad Empanada, dox myself. What am I talking about? Okay, the message I got from.
I will say that wasn't he doing like wasn't he up for like 24 hours or something at this point? Wasn't he doing a really long stream, or was he just like going down and bringing it back up or something?
Ahmed, the translator, was. He didn't want to translate this, but he said, Rashid said, Ethan would sell his kids for clout. He cooked his ass, man.
Roasted.
He cooked his ass so good, he couldn't even translate. He couldn't even translate all of it.
No, it's because he probably realized that that was kind of a weird thing to say. I think this is exactly how I felt. LOL, Ethan Klein broke this guy's brain. He's actually obsessed to the point where he's interviewing Houthis to ask them about Ethan. Very interesting stuff. So we will move on now to the actual videos, the meat and potatoes, as always. The first thing we have is, I wanted to check this out because I haven't watched it in full. I watched the part about me because I love hearing my own voice. No, but this is a video about 10 H3 fan channels. So if you haven't heard of these, maybe go check them out. I'm going to speed it up just a little bit. We'll watch it at maybe 1 point, or we'll watch it at normal speed. Got to give Alex the love. Put a thumbs up.
What's up, everybody? Alex the Fiction here, and welcome to my very first H3 Top 10 list. Today we're shining a spotlight on some seriously underrated H3 fan channels. The only criteria to make it onto this list is that the channel has to have at least 50% of H3 related content within the past few months, and to also be active within the past 3 months. Alright, now with introductions out of the way, let's jump into the H3 Top 10 fan channels. Number 10.
That's
Captain
me.
Quasar.
That's me.
The host of the unofficial H3 waiting room.
I thought I was wearing the same shirt for a second. Welcome back to another unofficial H3 waiting room.
If you've ever counted down the minutes until the next H3 podcast, chances are you've seen one of his streams.
Amazing stuff. We need to hit the top 5, guys. Send it to your mom, to your grandma. Put it on your grandma's TV and put it real quiet so she doesn't know it's there. Come on, guys.
Quasar goes live about 2 hours before every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday H3 episode, keeping the fans entertained right up until the main show starts.
We're gonna get more slop drama. We're not getting the heavy stuff. Cool, you guys can get the heavy stuff from me today because we're gonna look at it, but
he also goes live on weekends when there's extra H3 news or drama that didn't make the cut during the week. Before each stream, Quasar curates a playlist of videos to react to while chatting with the live audience. You'll catch him covering everything from Reddit posts, H3 recaps, interesting fan content, and other aspects of internet culture that hit the same vibe as H3.
I've been seeing this guy a lot. He kind of scares me a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. Everyone go check him out.
I'm often in the chat hanging out with him, so come through and say what's up. He's built a chill and welcoming community that really captures the H3 spirit. Definitely give him a look. Number 9. If your favorite part of H3 is the comedy, then Calibra is absolutely your kind of channel.
Can I say something?
Usually the answer is no.
Why does Wings of Redemption look like pancake batter on a grill?
No.
Okay, it was hidden by the boss.
Can't you see it?
Oh yeah, I do.
Oh wow.
No, it's yeah.
But it's not just about clipping full segments. Calibra curates the funniest, most off-the-wall moments that genuinely make me laugh.
What do you think about this for alternate title? Lolcow turns violent. Hassan Piker has fully gone.
I kind of like that. Clips. It's like clips that might be a little too risque to make it to the actual clips channel.
He has full-on dementia. He has full-on late-stage Parkinson's.
But remains sexy.
You want to add he remains sexy?
I mean,
I'm talking about Hassan, not Phil.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm saying it'll draw people in.
But remains sexy. Okay, all right, we can add that, AB. Just to throw him a bone.
Really?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Well, it'll intrigue people.
How about
say,
this?
why is Ethan saying this?
Yeah, no, I kind of agree with you.
It was looking pretty wild, I have to say. The jet black hair.
I do kind of agree that it is a little mysterious and odd.
I swear my cat broke my mouse. I'm going to just use a space bar. But the jet black hair with no eyebrows, I think, is what makes it look so insane. Because if his eyebrows were black too, you'd just be like, oh, he's Italian. You wouldn't notice it that much.
I watched a bunch of their uploads and found myself laughing out loud more than once. She also throws some light editing and fun intros to give clips a little extra personality. It's a nice touch that adds to the charm. Definitely go check out Calbra and show her some love. She's got a great eye for comedy gold in the H3 universe. Number 8. H3 Last Week. If you don't have time to catch every single H3 episode, don't worry. H3 Last Week has your back.
It was 11 hours.
Even if you did catch all the H3 like podcasts, watched them all the way through, most of the time we're doing other stuff while we're listening. You know, might be playing a video game, might be at work, might be. It's good to go watch the Madman H3 Last Week videos because he'll give you the short of all of the main points that you might have missed, which I think is really helpful. Because you don't want, like, sometimes you're like, oh, I remember this podcast, but there's a whole segment that I completely, like, zoned out. So I feel like this is, go check out H3 Last Week. He's one of my favorites for sure.
There's 20 minutes and 43 seconds of H3 show last week, and they still couldn't finish the Two Towers review. I mean, what are we doing here? Like, what are we doing? I'm Madman. And this is H3 Last Week.
This channel breaks down the week's shows into short, easy to digest recaps, highlighting all the biggest and funniest moments in one convenient package.
The running theme this week was who pauses more, Ethan or Hassan?
I'm sorry, I'm already pausing it. Fuck!
So I did the maths.
According to ChatGPT, it took Ethan 3 hours to get through 15 minutes of the Content Deputy, which puts him at an average of 5 minutes per hour. Hassan's 6.5 hours to get through 34 minutes of the Content Nuke puts him at an average of 5.23 minutes per hour. As you can see, Hassan did pause less, but bear in mind, this chart does not account for the stupidity level of points being made in the videos, which does affect the length of time a point will be discussed.
Whether you're behind on episodes or you've got a friend who loves H3 but can't keep up, this is the perfect channel to stay in the loop without the time commitment. Definitely worth checking out if you want to stay up to date without having to watch every episode of every week. Number 7, Papa Gut. Papa Gut has been covering H3 since the Frenemies era, and he's always taken a pretty neutral stance when it comes to Ethan, something that's pretty rare in the commentary space.
I shouldn't even be here right now. We shouldn't even be here right now. But there's so much slop, and I'm an obese mess, so I have to eat. And that's why we're here.
During the Frenemies fallout, he generally sided with Ethan, but still called him out for not defending Ela enough during Trisha's meltdowns, especially when Trisha used that "see you next Tuesday" word to describe her. He's also voiced strong disapproval over Ethan's platforming of Hassan, amongst other minor critiques throughout the years.
I'm not understanding. So, like, just, I don't know, I'm a little old school loyalty-wise. Like, if I was working for Ethan, which I obviously am not because I do not have a Teddy Fresh hat specifically.
That said, when it comes to the recent harassment campaigns targeting Ethan, Papa Gut has made it clear. He's 100% on Ethan's side.
Hoping that if I made a video about Ethan, he would act like an adult and he would keep the attacks directed at me and Anissa.
What are you talking about? It was very...
You guys like this framing right here? How it's me with YouTube, Papa Gut with you. Yeah, I think this looks pretty good. But I was going to say, I don't know if I would consider Papa Gut a fan channel necessarily because he does other commentary about a lot of other stuff. But he does... whenever new H3 drama or any type of news comes out, he does cover it, which is nice. He knows where them views are coming from. Gotta keep them coming in.
Very childish of you to make a video. People were, your friends, your wife's friend, Denims, was supporting claims that Ethan abuses his kids so CPS would show up. Oh, he makes me eat shit. And your response when they're like, yo, why don't we talk about this? Because it's kind of rude And your response is to make a content cop video shitting on him about it. So sorry. Okay. Incredible.
What makes Papagut stand out is his grounded, working class energy. His takes are mild and reasonable, but his humor is insanely wild. He's got a great sense of humor and sometimes drops totally out of pocket comments that keeps his content entertaining.
Come on, dude. You're one step away from calling me a cuck. Just take the plunge.
You are a cuck. Yeah.
He's highlighting.
But you're not even the kind of cuck that likes it. There's nothing wrong.
That's the reason that he hasn't gotten his hat. Ethan hasn't sent Papagut his hat because it's always hats off to Ethan. But what was I about to say? Oh, I just heard something. I was going to respond.
Just take the plunge.
You are a cuck. Yeah.
He's highlighting.
But you're not even the kind of cuck that likes it. There's nothing wrong being a cuck if you like it. He doesn't like it.
Now, Papagut might object to being labeled as a fan channel, but lately he's been one of the...
I just objected to him. But do you think that Idubbbz is a cuck? That's the real question here.
The most vocal Ethan defenders. Not because he's blindly loyal, but because so many of Ethan's critics are deeply unserious people. One thing to note, however, is the audience Papagut has fostered tends to be very neutral on Ethan. So if the community vibes are important to you, just know that his comment section isn't as H3-centric or fan-driven as some of the other creators on this list. Still, Papagut is a great watch if you're looking for a fair, funny, and grounded H3 commentary with a dash of chaos. Number 6, Haley's Comment. Haley's Comment stands out as one of the most unique creators on this list. Her videos are a visual feast, packed with creative edits, green screen bits, funny sound bites, and all kinds of unexpected effects that bring H3 moments to life in a whole new way.
Legitimately, Haley's Comment could be on Adult Swim. It's that good.
I'm just pregnant. I just found out I'm pregnant with my second child.
Oh, no way.
Butt plug too? That must be
Nightmare.
She went in for the MRI, and when the MRI was over and the tech was pulling the table out, the patient started to scream. Wait, what?
Can't do this.
If you're into lighthearted, visually rich content that puts a fun twist on H3 clips, this channel is for you. Every upload feels like a mini sketch show made by an H3 fan for H3 fans. Also, shameless plug, I even make a brief cameo in one of her upcoming videos, so definitely hit that subscribe button on her. Number 5, Dan the Hater. One of the longest running H3 fan channels, Dan the Hater is a staple of the community. It's also one of the few fan channels that posts daily, and not just any...
Or as some would like to call him, Dan the Hater. I can't do the guitar with my mouth.
H3 content, but clips focused entirely on Dan.
Yeah. Look at this.
What a mess, bro.
It looks ridiculous. Put the dog down, man.
Oh my god.
This is pathetic.
We weren't ready. We weren't ready.
We're still not ready. Look at the green screen.
What a fucking shit show.
I am so sorry. I take full responsibility.
What's happening?
But I take full responsibility, but like Idubbbz, I do think it's kind of your fault too, Ethan.
Okay.
Whether you love Dan for being the voice of reason, dry-witted hater, or just straight up awesome, this channel delivers all the best Dan moments in one place. If you're a Dan stan, or just enjoy watching him roast Ethan while holding down the control room, this is the channel.
Dan the social conservative. Dan is actually a classic Dixiecrat, if we want to.
Channel for you.
Dan the Mansplainer, more like Dan
Nicholas
the Man.
Diorio. Like Papagut, Nicholas Diorio has been covering H3 drama for years. He hasn't shied away from criticizing Ethan in the past, but recently, he's been one of Ethan's most vocal defenders, especially in the face of ongoing harassment campaigns coming out of Hassan's orbit. If you're looking for someone who covers all of the spicy H3 adjacent internet drama, Diorio's your guy.
Yes, this is what it looks like. They are hiling.
Nicholas Diorio, Nicky D, as Hassan likes to call him, Nicholas Eats Oreos. I have to say, that was so, when I first heard Hassan say that, I thought it was the dumbest thing I've ever heard when he just went, oh, what, you listen to Nicholas Eats Oreos? It's like he wants to be Donald Trump or something with the way that he comes up with these terrible fucking names. Like, actually.
Hitler. The Houthis aren't Islam.
Oh my god, bro. Like, what a performative laugh, too. That's so funny.
He dives deep into the discourse, unpacks the mess, and doesn't hold back. The vibe is very similar to Papa Guts' channel. The main differences are, Nicholas doesn't use a webcam, he's represented by a little animated Wiggler avatar, and while he's got sharp takes, I personally prefer Papa Guts' style when it comes.
See, I like Nicholas Diorio. I've been getting into him more. It's just hard for me, like him and Turkey Tom. I want to like them. I feel like we're all in the same age bracket. There's kind of a, there's something that should be communal there. But I think I'm just too out of the edgy sphere. Like, I might call them a slur in private, just to get them to shut the fuck up. But when on a public-facing platform, I'm trying to be as positive to as many people as possible. Don't want to kill the vibe. But that's the one thing that I can't. Every time I watch Nikki D, I feel like I end up getting bombarded with some random rant about something that actually is a bit socially conservative.
Comes to interacting with chat. Still, if you want commentary that cuts through the noise and calls out the nonsense, Nicholas is a solid pick.
It's just peculiar. I don't know why anyone would want to associate themselves with something like this. I legitimately have no fucking idea. It's so cooked too. I don't get it. Why do you want to be known as the terrorist guy?
That's what they're doing.
You tell me what they're doing.
Yeah, and Twitch just doesn't give a fuck about this. Like I do not understand.
Anti-Semitism from reading culture of.
Dude, pray for the gaming YouTubers who haven't switched to YouTube yet. Who are gonna lose all their advertisers because this psychotic motherfucker has like special treatment on this platform.
Number 3, H3 Chill. H3 Chill is exactly what the name promises. Handpicked highlights from the most laid-back, low-key moments of the H3 show.
We were talking about my drunk shenanigans and how...
I need that Max Ween.
Exactly. It is very Leafy vibes. They have like a good take here and there, but especially when Nicholas Diorio and Turkey Tom come together, it becomes a melting pot of cringe.
Was I saying that?
Oh, yes.
My God.
Non-stop.
Yeah. In a good way.
With your eyes like
and very loud
open and leaning in every time. I need a Max Ween like that.
And you kept going, no, you don't get it. You don't get it.
You were saying everything like that though. Your eyes like that.
Yeah, I get super squinty when I'm drunk. I don't know why.
Think casual banter, calming convos, and relaxing vibes. It's similar in the format to Calbro's channel, but instead of chasing the biggest laughs, Aishi curates the kind of content you can unwind to.
Zach actually and Ian had a close encounter of the third kind. Is that what they call it? It really is, frankly.
Yeah.
I mean, she is kind of an alien.
It was a trip, man.
What happened? Tell us.
So Ian and I were out and about grabbing a bite yesterday, and
I kind of like these fan clip channels that don't just pull the most clickbaity, view hungry clips. I do actually appreciate these clips that are more so like an actual radio show or something like that are just pulling from the conversations. Interesting stuff. I felt the same way about the Cowbro, that it's kind of like just pulling it. The Cowbro one seems more like clipped out, but this does just seem like almost just pulling, like as if it was only the Howard Stern style clips. It's them chatting back and forth. Oh no, my cat's awake.
who do we
Gonna go
see
crazy now.
walking but none other than JoJo Siwa.
Wow. Now tell me, what was she wearing? Was she walking? Was she in her car? Like, how did you process?
She was walking.
If you're looking for something to play while working, chilling, or even falling asleep, this is the perfect H3 channel for you. Number 2, the Jersey Lawman. Most H3 fans know the Jersey Lawman as the winner of the iconic Dream Song competition, but he didn't stop there. He continued to drop original H3 inspired tracks that absolutely slap.
really beautiful stuff. I have to welcome in balls, chat. Balls to you.
If you love the Dream song, you'll definitely want to check out his full catalog. His music blends humor, catchy beats, and deep cut H3 references into a vibe that's uniquely his own. Jersey Lawman proves that H3 fan content isn't just clips, it can be a whole soundtrack. Before we check out our number 1 pick, let's look at some honorable mentions. Boopa Troopa. If you ever wished the H3 War Room had its own fan channel,
I might have to check this one out. Interesting.
Boopa Troopa is it. This channel is all about countering the misinformation aimed at Ethan and breaking down the drama with a no-nonsense approach. The videos can be long, so if you love the War Room's deep dives and want even more of that content, Boopa Troopa is the place to be. I Drink H3. If funny moments are your favorite part of the H3 show, I Drink H3 is a must subscribe. Similar to Calbra, this channel zero ends on funny bits and has a great eye for those laugh out loud clips. Definitely check it out if you want a good dose of humor from the podcast. H3 Unofficial Clips. For those who don't have time to watch the full episodes but still want to catch the biggest highlights, H3 Unofficial Clips is your go-to. Like the official highlights channel, it clips the top moments of each week. Perfect for quick catch-ups or reliving the best parts. Not Olivia H3. Similar to the
This one almost should, I guess, is it not as active anymore? I feel like this one was a pretty big H3 fan channel. It's got 11K subscribers.
And the Hater channel. This is your one-stop shop for anything and everything Olivia. If you're like me and you think
I guess because it's more like directed at an individual member, but you did put the Dan the Hater one on.
Olivia moments are probably the best on the show, this is the channel for you. And now for our number 1 pick, Alex the Fiction. Alright, I know it's a little bold to put myself on the top of the list, but hey, this is my video. If you're new here,
it's called being accurate.
I'm all about creating a wide variety of H3 themed content. From game nights, H3 Jeopardy, highlights, tier lists, and some creative edits that you won't find anywhere else. I've got tons of fresh fun video ideas coming down the pipeline, so if you want original H3 content that keeps things exciting, make sure to stick around. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end of the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and your support means the world. See you in the next one.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Happily Haley After. I hope everything goes well in the future and turns out all right, but glad to have you in here. We're having some fun today. And thanks everybody for stopping in chat. I really do appreciate it. Everybody that's come in here for a good time. I don't think I'm going to watch this full thing just because we're running a little bit behind. I have a few other videos to watch. But I did think this was interesting, so I wanted to at least start it. This is the lore of the cursed stroller and Cosby Doll.
What the fuck?
So there appears to be a mannequin of some sort, a black mannequin. It's a black baby. Oh
Cosby
my
Doll.
God.
Read what the overall says.
I'm a Cosby kid.
Oh no.
What?
Oh my
Now,
God.
this thing looks so dirty, Ian. Its hair is
It's
so matte.
authentic.
There's like
Wait,
the so
look, put it back. It's cursed.
You can tell the shoes were supposed to be white, but now they're like a yellow. They're like almost like a beige color.
this thing is so cursed, bro. This is the type
How
of
does
shit.
it smell? Can I get a smell update?
How much did you pay for this, Ian?
I believe that one was around 4.
God, who wants $4 that bad?
I drove a ways to pick that up. I drove a long
Did they?
ways.
Who was selling
in the
it?
sleigh?
Who
I
was
had to
sell-
refill the gas tank on the sleigh to go get that.
Who was selling it?
It's kind of like really well made. Like the outfit is pretty sick.
It's like it's falling apart just grabbing.
Yes, it will fall apart. It's the structure of
Basically,
the item.
I would describe it as the size of a small donkey.
You might need some help disposing of it after, so
This was before your time. Yeah, this stuff is pretty interesting. See, I think we need more bits. We need more things happening in the show. Just have them all happening running parallel to all the drama and other stuff that's happening. You know what I mean? I think that would be pretty interesting.
Sound like much of a gift that we're disposing of immediately.
This was the bottom tier Craigslist.
So Dan is ripping open what can only be described as a...
You want to see a wild old toy? Give me 1 second. I'm going to leave this playing. I'm about to chair react for a half second because I actually have something interesting to show all of you.
Massive, weirdly shaped...
Oh, shit, it fucking smells.
Dan reporting that there's a stink coming up.
Good. Just the way I like it.
Reports of a stink.
Is this like an antique cradle or something? Like,
What the fuck is that?
This was described to me as a haunted baby cradle.
Bro, you can't bring that into my fucking house.
That survived a fire.
Oh my god, I forgot it survived a fire. It looks so haunted. But if you want to see a creepy old toy, this, I don't know what year this is from actually. Have a year on the like whatever. Basically, it's the Cabbage Patch Kids Snack Time Kid doll. Is that in frame? In frame. There we go. This doll used to bite kids' fingers off. Its mouth eats. You put stuff in its mouth and it eats. And this used to bite kids' fingers off. Comes with this too. Well, I think they're sold separately, but it came with this. That's good. This did not survive a fire, surprisingly enough. But see, it's good to have these old items. They're great gifts.
In 1930.
What?
And it was free? Do you know why it was free,
It
Ian?
smells.
The seller described it as unsettling.
Oh my god, can you see that? You should bring it here in the light.
Bro, you really shouldn't have brought that into my house. Keep
Damn,
that thing
he
away
just
from me, bro.
disrespected the shit out of you guys today. He double parked.
I don't know if it was just a smooth, clean bite, like if it would just completely slice their finger off. But I imagine there was some, degloving of sorts.
Brought you out.
You really brought this into my fucking house? At least you gave it to Dan and not me. It's
I figured Dan might need
Don't
it.
put
I
that
don't
on
know.
Ela's seat. She's trying to get pregnant.
Heavy.
She's trying to get pregnant, bro. Get that haunted shit off Ela's seat.
There's another. There's a
Dark art
present within
shit,
the
my
present. Okay, well.
In case Dan does.
I imagine it's not as bad as the Cybertruck taking fingers. Or I guess not as good at taking. I like collecting vintage toys. That's one of my faves. I actually just got a Toxic Avenger action figure the other day. Stuff. This isn't vintage, but I have a Bart Simpson right here.
Doesn't like it. I gave him one more little gift tucked inside.
Bro, hold on.
Well, why would he not like it?
What is with this haunted brim?
Hold on.
Wait, what happened, Dan?
Nobody saw that.
She's about to
Nobody
get
saw the
pregnant.
brim?
I didn't even catch that.
So, don't.
Hey, you don't want to curse. You don't want to turn her barren through a curse. You know what I mean?
Press it on Ela's seat because she'll never get pregnant again.
Yeah, exactly.
So
That's
this was
autistic.
free? I mean, you know why it was free is because it's the cursed. And you can only give it away. You can't sell it. That's how you remove the curse.
Now
My question is, when he bought this, why didn't the person just trash it? Maybe they thought this would be a good prop for something. Maybe someone would want it. But legitimately, like, no one can use that. No one could even refurbish that. It would disintegrate.
it is, Dan has to give it away within 7 days or something might happen.
You got to give it
him.
away on Craigslist now, Dan.
Yeah, you have no choice.
Okay. And
What the fuck, Ian? That's creepy and weird.
That's nuts.
Psycho.
Merry Christmas.
Ew.
Several months later.
Zach, well, I'll just play it. I mean, this
It probably smells awful. I mean, I'm sure it smells like I was gonna say 10 layers, like 100 layers of dust over the, you know, however many years since it burned.
This thing has switched hands. This curse has been transferred so many times, starting with, by the way,
Where do I shop for them? I honestly just go to the locals, go to any type of like thrift store or antique store. Look for antique stores in your local area that have where they do units, where people rent out units, and that's the best place to find any type of old stuff. How about the hunt?
Dan leaving it in the fucking basement. And I was like, Dan, you can't leave this shit here. He goes, oh, it doesn't fit in my car. I was like, really, bitch? It doesn't fit in your car? You're going to leave that here? So it's changed hands so many times, and it's all been documented. So I'd like to present to you guys today the path of the cursed Cosby doll. And I think you guys are going to enjoy this a lot. It ends up, well, I won't spoil the surprise, but you guys are not going to want to miss this. Oh, my God.
Read what the overall says.
I'm a Cosby kid.
Oh, no.
Hey, look, put it back. It's cursed.
This thing is so cursed, bro.
This was described to me as a haunted baby cradle.
Bro, you can't bring that into my fucking house.
That survived a fire in 1930.
What?
The cell.
You collect vintage Playboy and they're hard to find. I'm telling you, you need to find a good antique store. The antique store not far from where like I'm at, there's literally one of the units is a person that only collected old vintage magazines. They had it was gone the second time I went, but the first time I went, they had they have a lot of Playboys, but one of the Playboys they had a vintage Kiss Playboy, or maybe it was Playpen. I think it was Playboy, but it was like a Kiss cover with the band Kiss on it. It was it was a very cool thing. I was like, wow. But I'm telling you, any type of antique store, you're not just gonna find old like clocks and stuff. You're gonna find some pretty interesting wares.
Seller described.
Yeah, and estate sales. Estate sales, I feel like, are harder to find purely because, like, there are already people that like are on the lists for different estate sales. Like they know where to search for those. But that's why I like antiquing, because antiquing is just like you stumble upon the things that you're looking, you know, that you find.
It as unsettling.
Oh my God,
bro! You really shouldn't have brought that into my house.
Yeah, he just disrespected the shit out of you guys today. He double parked. He brought you out.
You really brought this into my fucking house? At least you gave it to Dan and not me. So every time I come down here to exercise, I feel its presence, you know what I mean?
It'd be funny if I just left it at Ian's porch.
Dude, I mean, like, why are we having to deal with this shit? Dan, first of all, left it in the basement, which was a total dick move, by the way. So maybe you're accepting this from me and you're lifting the curse.
I'm
right?
accepting it from you.
Thank you.
And Zach, let's for the record.
You're gonna hold it by the neck? Savage, bro.
If I never see you again, thank you for everything.
Fucking baby's bagged. All right, guys. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Take care.
Destroy the child.
I'm handing this off to Ian. God bless. Appreciate you.
I'm so happy to see this again.
They're doing a trade-off, like they're smuggling something illegal. Like, okay, we got to trade it in the parking garage, and then you take it across the next border.
I'm grinning under this mask. Can you tell? All right.
All right, man. Good luck.
Thank you.
I hope it's we get a good reaction out of Dan.
He deserves it.
Yeah, it was like,
it wasn't like knocking, but it was like, I don't know what the fuck it was. I don't know.
Oh my god.
You fucking piece of shit, Dan.
What happened?
Took a video.
Well, now we have to get rid of it.
Yeah, what are we supposed to do?
I don't know.
Just leave it out there.
They made
Sigma?
me do it.
You fucking
Is
get
that a Sigma play? Now, I just want to clarify. You want AB's
So
share.
AB was holding on to it the whole time?
It was in his trunk, the doll and the
Wow.
carriage for like 5 months. Did you feel at any time the presence of the curse?
No, but like every time I got in my car, I checked my back seat because of Chucky.
You didn't want to make sure the Cosby doll was there?
Yeah.
But we had debated like the actual status of the curse, right, Ian? Because it was technically a gift to Dan, right?
If the Cosby doll was like Chucky, it wouldn't kill you. You just don't want to leave your drinks alone around him.
The stroller was for Dan. Yes.
That joke?
Right. So the stroller was transferred to Dan via the curse, and then because it was the gift, and then Dan left it here in my basement. But technically, the curse was still upon Dan. Dan would have to give it away to transfer the curse. Did that ever happen? Did you ever give it away, or I think technically you're still cursed by it?
Well, I never let it enter my home, is the thing. So I feel like I may have sidestepped the curse by that. It is sitting in the garage of my apartment building, though. I just left it down there.
Oh.
Nobody's going to touch it. They're just going to keep walking past. It's still there to this day.
So it's still like somewhat in my possession.
Oh, you're cursed, bro.
I feel like if it didn't cross the threshold,
he cursed the whole building.
I'm okay. I think I'm in the clear.
Okay.
I don't feel
well,
very
we'll see. You don't want Ian's chair. Dan, okay. Dan, yeah.
All right, Zach wants the chair. He's gonna get the chair.
So wait, so just to clarify, you have the carriage in your garage, Dan, but the Cosby doll is being transferred to Zach.
Correct.
So it's interesting that they've kind of gone a different path.
Yeah, they've diverged.
If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure it also ended up with all. I think that's, but then he destroyed it. I thought it was about to like broke it.
Thanks for bringing it
No,
up.
sorry,
but what the fuck
spoilers.
is this? It's the chair, bro. It's all you, baby. Is your fucking ass? No, I didn't put my ass on it. It's a fair deal, bro. I brought the chair. You take the doll.
I don't want it.
The thing's gonna roll down the stairs, Zach.
That is so uncool. I bring the chair and leave the fucking doll. I gotta burn some fucking sage. I don't want bad voodoo in here, man. Fuck. Protect you. Fuck. I'm just standing out here.
Musabe. The jump back was pretty good. Watch that again.
Bad voodoo in here, man. Fuck.
Oh.
Protect you. Fuck. I'm just standing out here. Fuck off, dude.
All right, Zach.
I don't want it.
You're 7 foot. What's the ghost gonna do to you, bro? Look how tall you are. You're good.
I don't want it.
Oh, it's actually sage.
What was the sage for, Zach?
I don't want it.
Just to bring in good vibes into a house.
I got you.
Have that. You would have sage on it.
I don't want the chair.
All right, go give it to the neighbors. I'm not hauling that shit back.
I don't want the fucking chair.
Who put you up? He's a guy. See? He see? I can't. There's no winning this.
Got the sage burning.
This is bullshit. Why would you fuck me like this?
It's alright. I said bismillah.
Yeah,
you know that.
You're mixing your.
I've actually seen sage.
What, Zach?
Why would you do this? Why?
I thought he was doing it a bit, but he really doesn't want to take the chair. Bro, there. If it's haunted, it's coming after you.
Well, Zach, you're tempting, or AB, you're tempting fate right there.
You guys are fucked. I really thought he was doing it a bit. He doesn't want to take it.
You guys are fucked up.
The neighbors are about to get a good chair, bro.
Place of fucking residence. And...
You have something to drink, dude? I just broke my fast. I'm dying.
Get the fuck out of here.
You'll be good, man. You'll be good.
Alright, bro.
No.
He's gonna have to bring the stage back up.
You're really not gonna take the doll now.
Lena's so sweet. She was like, come on, stop. He's going to have to bring the sage back out again.
What am I gonna do with this?
something with it. I don't know. All right, I'll see you on the show.
Zach is so over it.
You're welcome.
He didn't take the chair.
Did you take the chair, Zach?
Yeah, he's sitting in it right now.
Oh, he's sitting in it.
And it's comfortable as fuck.
You love the chair.
Oh my god.
Okay, good. After everything, I'm glad you at least enjoy it.
Okay.
Is this how do you get up?
Yeah, we're from where?
Oh, right there. All right, thank you. See you, buddy. Okay, later. Later.
Oh, you didn't end up leaving it?
Oh, let it play.
It's on your car?
Oh.
It just said it said the doll is on your car.
Did you
just
know
now.
that, Zach? The doll is on your car. Have you used your car since this was shot?
No.
I think AB left the doll on your car.
You see, Zach, you were playing checkers while I was playing chess. Is that the line?
Yo, what are you going to do with the doll? It's on your car.
I think I might start crying, dude.
Oh, no. Zach is back
Yeah,
from his
can we
car.
get an
Did you
update?
get any photos? What's the status out there?
Well, I went down there and there was nothing on the car.
Oh. So, interesting.
So we're climbing up to an area right now called the Tower. It has a very interesting history. There is some chances of some possible suicides that have happened up here too.
Ooh.
So let's see what we get. It is quite a climb. I'm gonna put this over here.
Is that the fucking Cosby doll?
What is that? So
It's
what is
weird.
this?
Looks like the
I don't know what
Cosby
that
doll.
is. Okay, so we are now up at the top of this building. There are rumors that people have literally opened up those windows and thrown themselves right out. They have found bodies right there at the bottom. So, I mean, if you want to commit suicide, this tower would be the place to do it. Anybody getting anything on any of their instruments?
I'm getting something in like this vicinity.
We just have to hope that the year's going by. You know, it's moving along. We're getting past all the drama in the beginning of the year. We have to hope by the time we hit Halloween, by the time we hit October, we get some fun segments. We get some Halloween segments, some Thanksgiving segments, Hanukkah, Christmas, all types of stuff.
Over here.
What we need. We need a 4th of July. We didn't even get a Guess Who's High 420 this year.
Like a cursed Bill Cosby doll, maybe.
Why don't you grab it?
I ain't touching that, man. It was paranormal activity.
What is it?
It looks like a cursed Bill Cosby doll.
Wait, are you? No, you put that there.
Hand to God, dude.
Bro, no way. No fuck.
It was Zach. I will say the one thing about Zach is he's a bit of a bad actor, bad liar. I think that when he said that it wasn't there, I think he probably took it for the bit and was just like, okay, we'll fuck with it. We'll do something else with it later.
Fucking way. There's a Cosby doll here.
I thought you guys were kidding.
No way.
That's a Cosby doll.
I thought you put.
No.
I thought you were kidding.
Did someone fucking with us right now?
Is that the actual doll?
Yeah.
That's fucking
Dude. Zach, you're the one that spotted it.
My hand.
You put that here.
Because I see something sitting in the corner and I'm like, what the fuck is it? Who saw it first? I did.
Zach saw it first.
You think I placed it? I drove with you.
We couldn't even see it. Because that's the Cosby doll.
So y'all fucking with me right now.
I mean, you have.
Who had it last?
Who was the last one with the doll?
Him. I had the doll left, but it's...
Did you guys burn it or throw it away or something?
Yeah, what did you do with
First of all, somebody clearly put that there. Zach.
Hey, dude, I drove behind you the whole time. This fucking doll haunts
Hold
my
on. Is there a chance that this is just here coincidentally? I mean, they made a lot of them.
There's no such thing as a coincidence. So,
Was that like a popular manufactured doll?
Yeah, it's a Cosby doll. They made a shitload of them.
That's weird. I don't think I've ever seen a Cosby doll.
You've never seen one?
Well, I remember when it looks like kind of.
I don't even want to touch it.
I mean,
touch it. No, I ain't touching it. Touch it. It's just a doll.
Don't touch it, Dan!
Yeah.
Don't touch it!
Oh, wow. Oh my gosh.
You really jump out of the way? Come on.
Wait here, let me dowsing rod it.
See if you get anything out of that. I don't even know how to handle it.
Religion.
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 When you threw it?
Yeah.
Seriously, when we threw that, you saw religion?
Yeah. It's still at the top.
All right,
Wow.
well, who put the doll here? Like,
Zach knew it was the Cosby doll.
Because I see the fucking...
Yeah, that's what they're building up to. They didn't do the Guess Who's High because the Guess Who's High
How could you tell it's dark? It doesn't make
Why would
sense.
how would I get access to this? This motherfucker over here had it.
It was literally.
I drove with Ethan.
Yeah.
I drove behind you.
Okay, all right. Chances is that maybe someone left it here.
Any instruments going?
It says death here, so I'm assuming that's good.
Ethan?
Get a nice close. Yeah. Let's see who's that. No way.
That doll?
It's the same doll I chucked. Maybe someone around here collects Cosby dolls.
Bro, that's the same fucking doll, dude.
Damn, don't touch it.
There hasn't been a Cosby doll in these here walls for over 40 years. The last one died in a fire. Fire in a baby carriage. Dun dun dun.
I mean, you got the Kevorkian.
You're gonna get cursed, dude.
I again, as 15 years of a ghost hunter, I've never seen so much stuff involved with dolls, especially Bill Cosby dolls.
No, he's got to do it. He's got to do it.
I will say.
Back it up. He's got to do it.
I will say before I open this that on Oliver 3, we give the best gifts, and on H3,
That's true.
It's debatable. We don't know. We're about to find out.
We don't know yet. You got to unveil it. Take the blanket off. Yeah, you're fine.
I will say I don't think I have the time. I'm going to end up turning this into like 30 more minutes. So I'm going to skip ahead a little bit just to see where it ended up. Because oh, this is the end, I guess. It's just the whole bit of him destroying it. Because we do have 2 more videos I need to get to, but he gifted it to Oliver. Oliver didn't want it. I think he just left it, so they shipped it over to him.
You got me this stupid fucking thing? Are you fucking kidding?
Oh, he's red as a tomato here. Now this is jolly Ethan. This right here, this is the jolliest Ethan's ever been. The belly hold and everything, come on.
Are you
The cursed fucking stroller, bro. Yeah. Show it. Wait, show it. Show it.
fucking bullshit?
Show it. Show it, bro. Damn. The cursed stroller. Oh, that thing is cursed, bro.
Oh, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that.
Oh, don't. No, Oliver. Oliver.
Oh,
Wait, why shouldn't he do that?
Because
he'll anger the demons?
Yeah.
Well, that's fine with me.
Oh, my God, Oliver.
The fact you just had a bat right there perfectly. Like, that was great.
What are you doing?
You're fucked now, dude.
That was great
He just
timing.
You know, he did us a huge favor by destroying that thing because we would never get rid of that.
Yeah, let's get a round of applause for Oliver.
Oh my God.
Dude, he just really.
I am worried for him, man.
I feel relieved knowing he destroyed that
thing.
thing.
Was vintage.
I feel like we're all gonna die. Final Destination.
Hey, I got nothing to do. I never touched the thing.
Yeah.
I didn't buy the thing. That was all Ian. It was given to Dan, and now Oliver destroyed it. If anyone's dying, it's you 3.
Fucking bullshit, dude. To everything I fucking did, I kept the lights on for the fucking H3 podcast.
Yeah.
He's so fucked.
Wow.
That thing has a legitimate curse on it, Oliver.
Yeah.
Probably shouldn't have done that.
I was just having
I
fun.
don't give a shit, Ethan Klein.
All right.
Oh,
Fucking bullshit, dude.
Well,
congratulations.
That was your prize.
Clean it up.
Whoa. Clean it up, Mom.
I spent the last year working with a scooter company, Nagi, and we've been making the world's first Oliver Tree custom scooter. And this is a big fucking deal because this is, and let me
So then he just trolled
response. I want you to know, and then I want to see you ride it around.
Can you pull the cardboard off?
You got to ride this shit out.
Kids, bro. I got
Pull it
kids. I
out,
can't be
pull
having
it
this
out.
cursed brand on my fucking consciousness. Look at this shit.
Oh my God, dude. I got you so good. What a sucker.
You can clean up the mess, but can you clean up the curse? That's the real question. Why does it? I'm just completely lost on this. Why was it the Kid Leroy podcast? Does anyone remember what the point of this was when they were talking to Oliver Tree? Was it just because the Kid Leroy is bigger than Oliver Tree or something?
Oh man, I got you so good, bro. You walked into that. You walked into that when you.
I'm gonna.
Oh, and then I don't know why they added this extra bit. So this, oh, the piñata had the cursed stuff inside, I think. Yeah, is that what
For
it
a
was?
house fire.
For a house fire. Yo, this is something I should have done a long time ago. Hell about everywhere.
He just fucking with the curse. He's gonna burn down his whole neighborhood after that curse, bro. This is so lame.
Fucking pussy.
Okay, there it goes.
There it goes. Yo. It comes in next fight.
That's you, and that's what your future looks like.
Hey Olivia, this corn dog's pretty good. What?
Oh yeah, he stole a music video inspo from all. I do remember that. Okay, that's what it was about. Honestly, okay, actually, I was gonna say it's not that big of a deal, but it is because the Kid Leroy is much larger than Oliver is. So stealing from a smaller artist is pretty, like, should be shamed.
What brand is that?
It's from Trader Joe's.
Oh, it's Trader Joe's.
It's turkey.
Oh, that's a Trader Joe's?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the one I bought, I think. I did not know we had corn dogs.
This is
I
the one
bought
we got
those.
Theodore.
Really?
Oh.
But there's one left in the freezer if anyone wants.
Oh, I asked Lena to make it from that.
What a great way to end the curse. Yeah, that's that. If you want to go finish off yourself, I mean, that's the video is called "The Lore of the Cursed Stroller and Cosby Doll" on H3 Rewind. Still uploading regularly. Oh, 7 months ago. Wow, simpler times. But now we move on.
Oh wow.
This I'm also not gonna watch the full thing of. I'm probably gonna watch this in 2x speed actually. But this was debate with Red Pill Sneeko knockoff dating and money 101, and I thought this was so funny because when I was looking up this video, because I saw it this morning, I watched a couple seconds of it on like a different account that I have, and so when I was looking it up on this account, I saw this. Oop, come on. There we go. His channel where he posted the debate has less than 100 views. And I don't mean to hate on him. He's just a small creator, you know, trying to make it in the world, trying to get bigger. But like, come on, man, you could do a little bit better. Even, oh my God, even after Ethan talked about this, when Dating and Money responded and said that he did know who Hassan was, that video only has 365 views. How am I getting more views than this guy? Is he really just that insane? Like, actually. But I started watching a second of this and I was like, this seems pretty good. So we're going to watch this, see how it goes, and then watch.
You're pro-Israel? I don't know if I'm pro any particular country. I don't like Iran-backed heads
Slow it down a little
launching
bit.
attacks to Israel and then crying like, well, when Israel hits back. Do you think Hezbollah's attacks on Israel helped Lebanon in the last year or made it worse? I don't really understand why you get to claim that you're the one who's...
See, I can speed up Hassan to 2x speed because he talks really slow, but Lonerbox talks too quick.
Supports Arabs when you're like, you can't even condemn an action that clearly resulted in just Arabs dying for no good reason. Yeah, I went to the West Bank. I met Palestinians. I met people who support Hamas.
You're right. He's Dating and Money 101, not Podcast 101 or YouTube 101. So, it's like, what can I really say? We don't see how many hot chicks he's got on his docket. How many babes he has at his beckon and call.
Did you know that? No, you didn't, because you just saw screenshots.
I just seen that you were friends with Ethan. I was like, man, why is this guy friends with Ethan, man? Doesn't make no sense.
I know, I'm sure the people in the Middle East are really struggling with that fact. I'm sure my Lebanese family are like really struggling to cope with the fact that I talked to Ethan Klein. It's almost as if they got better things to worry about, you know? Money. This is going to be such a cringe conversation. I'm probably going to regret it like instantly, but oh well. Who are you debating? Some red pill Sneeko fan, pro-Palestinian dude who wants to debate me. I don't even know what he said he wants to debate on. He just wanted, I guess he saw me on H3. He's one of those guys who's like just clearly like desperately trying to get attention, but has really nothing to offer, so he just kind of like makes a spectacle of himself.
Hello?
Hello.
One second, I'm just trying to see if everything's good. Wow, bro. Wow. One second. Oh, there we go. Let me see if I'm live. Okay, I am live. So how's it going, man?
Where are you streaming?
I'm streaming at my house.
No, are you streaming on Twitch, Kick, YouTube?
Oh yeah, Twitch, Kick, everything.
Okay.
Why?
I was just asking. Wasn't sure where you were.
It's 8 a.m., bro, in America, bro.
Yeah. Did you have to get up earlier than
It's 8 a.m. in all of America.
you usually do?
Great start.
Like I didn't even get to work out. I didn't get to,
Get up earlier. Get up at 5 and go work out for an hour. And then take a shower and eat some breakfast, and you can be ready by 8.
eat healthy. I didn't get to do any of that. I just woke up and started streaming.
Well, I appreciate
on,
the
man,
effort.
get on your
I know you
alpha
said you wanted to
grind
debate.
set.
I don't really know what about, so
Well,
what do you want to talk
what do you usually? I always see you. What do you like to talk about?
Usually, if someone asks me to debate, I assume they have some kind of contention with me, and then I just ask them what it is, and then they tell me, and then we go. So I'll debate whatever someone disagrees with me on. Usually.
Okay, so I think it would be interesting to start off with the whole Israel-Palestine thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I seen that you're very pro-Israel, and I don't think that's right.
Well, I want both groups to have their states, respectively. I like people who respect the human rights and dignity of the other group, and I don't like people who want to just take all the land for themselves, because if you do that, you're just going to have this endless fight until...
Tank top sunburn lines 101 is so specific. That's a good one.
One group wipes the other one off the face of the earth. And chances are, if we go down that road, Israel will win. So I don't really want that to happen either. So, do you disagree with any of that?
I mean, Palestine, Israel is just a new country. It just started in 1948. Palestine, the people been there, and actually,
I hate when people use that argument. So many countries are new. They're not.
Me, I'm actually Palestinian.
I think it's a thing Americans think. Is Americans go, well, our country is like almost 250 years old. So like, you know what I mean? Like our country is getting there. But in reality, it's like,
I have more Jewish DNA than an Israeli. So,
How many? So first of all, how old does a country have to be before it's legitimate? Israel is older than most UN member states at this point.
I have more Jewish DNA than an actual Israeli.
Okay, but first of all, yeah, so that's fine. But you said it's a new country. I mean, lots of countries are new, right? Like most countries in the world came after 1948 into the UN. So we can move past that when we talk about DNA. Most Israeli Jews are from the Middle East. Like they've mostly got like only Jewish DNA, or like barely, or mostly. So
like I said, I have more DNA than an actual Israeli. I have more Jewish DNA, which means that
like the average Israeli, or
they converted to Judaism, or they converted from Judaism to Islam or Christianity. So that's what happened.
What?
Some of them did. Some of them stayed Jews and they got scattered around the Middle East and Europe. Yeah. Some of them got taken by the Romans to Italy as slaves. Some of them.
I mean, yeah. Like, what's the point of that statement, though? Like, yes, people change faiths and move, and then get, what was the point of
Egypt,
saying?
Some of them went to Algeria, Morocco,
confused.
Tunisia, Syria, Lebanon, and they ended up back in Israel after 48. So what's the point about DNA?
What's the point about DNA?
Yeah. Do we think
because
countries should be?
That's the whole claim. That's the whole claim to the state of Israel is that that's their land, when it's really they're not even native to that land.
I mean, some of them will say that. And as far as native goes, I mean, there was once upon a time a kingdom of Israel, like 2,000 years ago. So you might disagree with that. I think the more plausible argument for why Israelis belong there now is because that's where most of them were born. Like, people move around the world because of wars and because of conquest and because of being victims of wars and genocide and everything like that all the time. But we generally don't, say with Europe, try to just return everyone to their original spot. Because when we did try to do that in the past, you had endless wars. You had World War II, right? But now there are Russians who live in Eastern Europe, like in the Baltic states. There are Germans who live in places like Poland. There are Poles who live in Germany. There are borders that are not perfect in the Balkans. There are like Serbs living in Croatia, Croats living in Serbia. There are Serbs living in Kosovo. But generally we tend to agree that trying to restore all these borders to some kind of like original DNA spot or whatever only ends with people fighting forever. So I don't know what the point is in that.
Well, aside from that, the state of Israel today, they don't only want Palestine. They don't only want the West Bank and Gaza. That's not their only goal. They want to create the greater Israel map. Okay, they want Syria, they want Lebanon, and they want parts of Saudi Arabia, parts of Kuwait. That's their goal. They publicly stated.
Do all of them want that, or do some people want that? Is it a minority of them? Is it the government? Is it the population in general?
The government, and the government's running the show. They play charades.
You think the government wants to conquer parts of Egypt and Saudi Arabia?
Aside from that, I honestly, the real reason why I don't see why you're really defending them when it's kind of obvious they did 9/11.
Wait, what? Wait, what? Okay, I didn't get this far into it. What the fuck? He was... Bro's just jumping all over the place. What the fuck? No wonder he doesn't have that many watchers. I get it now.
The government's running the show. They play charades.
Yes, you think the government wants to conquer parts of...
We're on the point. We're on the point of Israel is trying to expand. Israel is an expansionist state that wants to absorb all of the surrounding nations. Okay, make that claim.
Of Egypt and Saudi Arabia?
Aside from that, I honestly, the real reason why I don't see why you're really defending them when it's kind of obvious they did 9/11.
I also like that when people always say this, people go, "You've never heard of the dancing Israelis?" On 9/11, there was a group of Israelis that were dancing on top of a building as they watched the World Trade Center get hit by the plane. It's as if they knew, and when interrogated by the FBI, it was proven that they were working for Mossad in the United States. It's like, yeah, but they were also interrogated by the FBI and were proven that they did not have like connections to the attack. And is still kind of like a nihilistic viewpoint, but is more realistic, is probably that they saw this attack happen. Like, they saw this attack happening. They probably did maybe know something about it. Maybe they've heard the murmurings. But then when they see it happen, they're like, this is the impact of jihadists. This is what jihadists do. And now we're going to get more support in Israel than before. And that's true. I mean, that happened. And not directly from 9/11, but it's all, compounding. But to say that that means that they did 9/11 is very dumb, especially when the FBI are the ones that put out the statement saying that they didn't have anything to do with it, but then they use the claim that they are part of Mossad because the FBI said it. It's like, you can't have it both ways.
It's pretty
I mean, we can stick to one topic or another. Let's start with let's just stay on the Greater Israel map.
Because the debate ends right there.
No, let's just start with the Greater Israel map. We can go into 9/11 if you want. Why does Israel? Do you think Israel wants to conquer parts of Egypt right now? This government.
They want to, of course.
Why did they give the Sinai? Why did they give the Sinai Desert back after 73? They gave it back in 79. They took all the settlers out of Sinai. Why did they do that?
I just don't see why we can't go to the 9/11 part.
Well, because you claim they want the Greater Israel map, and now you've struggled to answer why they left Sinai, and now you want to move on to 9/11. So I'm like, why? Surely it would matter to ask why are they leaving these places that they used to occupy, but now they don't? Why did they leave these places and make peace with these countries if they want their land?
What about the USS Liberty? How do you feel about that? They attacked.
Why are you dodging the question about the map? You were very convinced in the Greater Israel map, but now you can't even explain why Israel left Egypt.
Why did Israel leave Egypt? Because they lost. Egypt lost the war. They lost the 7-day.
Beppis, to fill you in, Hassan doesn't want to debate Lonerbox, so Lonerbox has to debate this guy. I mean, basically, right?
What?
No, why did Israel leave Egypt? Why did Israel give the Sinai back if they want to conquer it?
There's nothing in the Sinai. What do they need the Sinai for? They're going to take it again.
They had 5,000 settlers, so they left it so they can come in.
And Lonerbox is getting washed. He's getting washed by Dating and Money 101. Lonerbox just became broke and single all in an instant.
Get it again? Why would they not just stay there and keep their settlers there if they want to conquer it?
They didn't have them. They just like it's a useless piece of land, and they didn't have the there was just no need for it at that point. There's no need for that.
There's nothing useful. There's nothing useful in the Sinai. There's nothing useful in the Sinai.
I mean, it's just aside from that, it's just a military tactic. Okay, there's
nothing useful in the Sinai. What's on the western edge of the Sinai Desert?
Oh, ISIS is Israel. Okay, because why is it that ISIS never attacks Israel?
You're aware that ISIS has attacked Israel. They've claimed attacks in Israel. They claimed a stabbing attack in Jerusalem. Yes, they have claimed attacks in Israel. That's completely that they've never attacked Israel.
They don't actually. Notoriously, they don't. Maybe they have a few attacks here and there.
Yeah,
but
why would they?
Maybe they have in the past, but they don't. They notoriously don't. Even if they have, even if they did, they don't still.
Few. Why would there not be that many Palestinians who join ISIS?
How is it that a Muslim organization doesn't have any feelings towards Jerusalem, towards the people of Palestine? How is it that, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense. Okay,
well,
we already know that.
They do. ISIS has been connected to terror attacks in Hadera in 2022. They've been connected. They claimed responsibility for the attack in Israel in Jerusalem. So yeah, ISIS have attacked and claimed responsibility in Jerusalem. Yes, they have done this. I don't know why you're saying they haven't.
I'm pretty sure we can look this up at one of the leaders of ISIS, one of the founders. He was pretty much Israeli.
Are you sure?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Why did they attack Israel then?
Bro, it's a psyop, bro. Just like October 7th, how they killed their own citizens on October 7th. They even admitted it. So what are you talking about?
How many of Israel? Well, first of all, do you acknowledge now that you completely given up on the Greater Israel map argument and now you've bounced over to ISIS and now you can defend that and now you're bouncing over to October 7th?
But can you deny that Israel didn't admit that they killed their own people on October 7th?
How many of their own people did they kill?
Most.
No, they never said most. Who said most? How much did they admit to?
I didn't say they admitted that they did though.
How many?
It's called the Hannibal. What is it called? The Hannibal. What?
The Hannibal Directive. How many did Israel kill of their own people on October 7th? You can ask the UN if you don't like.
Oh my God, this guy should have just known right from that instant. He should just hang up. As soon as he goes, what's it called? The Hannibal, what is it? What is it? And Lonerbox goes, the Hannibal Directive. What did they say? Come on, tell me. It's like he clearly knows so much more about this than you. And any point that you try and bring up, you're only going to be able to half-ass. So like, I really don't know if he thought this would bring him clout or something. But as we saw, here, let's give him his 100th view.
So how's it going, man?
Where are you streaming?
I'm streaming in my house.
I didn't catch that at first. Was that in the Lonerbox one? This guy's a fucking idiot. Oh. Where are you streaming? I'm streaming at my house. I can't blame him. Maybe that was just a confusing question. I just feel like people who do content usually know that they're asking on what platform. Oh my god.
The IDF.
At least 700. I think they killed at least 700.
According to who? The UN didn't say that. The UN said barely 20. Israel said like 10, 15. But who said 700? Where do you get that from?
700.
But from you? Just divine revelation? Why do you think 700? I thought you appealed to Israel's admission. Their admission was less than 20.
Well, can we go to 9/11 now? Because I mean,
did Hamas not literally like film? Did Hamas not like film themselves just gunning down people on October 7th and publish it? They did that.
What about Epstein, bro? What about Epstein? Why are you like? We all know Israel's connected to Epstein.
What about Savile? Yeah, countries are connected.
Just the jumping between all the. Did you hear that Ghislaine Maxwell's dad was a Mossad agent, and she's also a Mossad agent? You hear about that? That means Israel did Epstein. They did all the pedophilia. They trafficked all the kids. They killed him and put him in prison. All to their own gain.
Trump. Is Trump connected to Epstein?
Yeah, he did have connections with Epstein.
Okay. Don't quite a lot of powerful people have?
I was wondering that too. See, he has the green screen up for that reason. He has the green screen up and doesn't use it, and we just saw why.
Is Trump connected to Epstein?
Yeah, he did have connections with Epstein.
Okay.
It's because he's got roommates, and they're like, "Hey, man, we can't be in your videos. You can't be showing us in the background." So he has to put this up to block it. What a posture! Look at this stance. He's walking across like a gremlin. It's like a Bigfoot sighting.
Don't quite a lot of powerful people have had connections to Epstein?
Yeah.
Okay.
Blackmail.
Would you describe yourself as anti-Semitic?
I wouldn't, but okay. I would. I'm a realist. I'm Muslim, bro. I'm not supposed to hate Jews. I'm not supposed to hate Christians. But
so you're not anti-Semitic. You're not Jew hater.
I'm not.
Okay. Do you But you think Epstein, like, who controls Epstein? Who controlled him?
Israel.
Okay. Israel did 9/11 as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Why did Russia invade Ukraine? Who did that?
Israel.
How many Jews died in the Holocaust?
They want. I don't know, bro. But I mean, I just don't like. Why
you don't know? You know, you seem to care a lot about Zionists and Jews. And you don't want, and you're not supposed to hate them because you're a Muslim. Well, how many Jews died in the Holocaust?
How many Jews? I mean, right now it seems pretty. Everyone's debating it online, man.
They're not.
Putting out
I don't care what people online are saying. What the historians agree that how many Jews died in the
Dumbasses online are fucking debating about it every day. Some people say that it wasn't what they originally said. Wasn't what they say. Well, then what is it? Give us your estimate.
I believe the Red Cross said 200,000.
The Red Cross gave fucking. Okay, first, what did the Red Cross say? I'm just curious how you know this.
They said 200,000.
Yeah, the Red Cross actually famously performed quite badly when they were saying what was happening during the Holocaust. Yes, during.
Oh, so Red Cross is anti-Semitic?
No, they're not anti-Semitic. But at the time, yes, because of like repressed information, because they didn't have access to all the documents, because a lot of the crimes were hidden and not discovered until later. Yeah, the Red Cross were not like definitive. I'm talking about after the Holocaust ended, after the war, they sent.
Israel actually did the Holocaust to create Israel.
Historians all over the place to look at census data. They looked at the camps. They looked at Nazi documents. They looked at Jewish populations before and after.
I would pay so much money to see Dating and Money versus Pearl, just Pearly Things. That debate would go. It'd go in the history books for sure.
Afterwards, what do you? But why?
It would probably solve all the conflicts in America and across the world. They could figure it out together. They need to couple up. She just, honestly, she might alpha him if they were together.
Why do you believe the Red Cross over them?
I believe the Red Cross because the Red Cross. You want me to trust Israel over the Red Cross?
I didn't say Israel. Did I say Israel? I said historians. I said from all over Europe. These were European historians. These were people. These were historians from countries that didn't want Jews to come to their countries after the war. So you think these guys were pro-Jew or pro-Israel?
I mean, yeah. They got money from the Jewish bankers.
Why would they lie? So do you think the Europeans and all these historians, do you think they lied, but the Red Cross were going to go with them?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you get Zionist money.
Oh my God! And if Dating and Money and Just Pearly Things created a channel together, they could call it Just Dating Things. It was meant to be, and they don't even see it.
maybe I'll ask you the question again then, because you dodged it and appealed to the Red Cross. But I'm just asking you what you think. How many Jews died in the Holocaust?
I would say the Red Cross 200,000. That's the official.
So you think the official? So you think that 200,000 Jews died in the Holocaust?
Yeah.
So you deny that there are literally Nazi documents. You deny that there are Nazi documents that say there were more than 200,000 who died in like single camps.
I'm not denying the Holocaust. I'm not saying it didn't happen, but I am saying I don't think the number was 6 million.
Well, downplaying's a problem, isn't it? If I said that only 10,000 Palestinians were expelled in the Nakba, that would be a problem, right?
Well, I mean, you could say what you want. It's your opinion, you know.
Yeah, but are all opinions good, or can we not critique some opinions?
You can. That's why we're having this debate, man.
Yeah.
You know, and as an American, after all these things that Israel has notoriously done, I don't think it's pretty American to stand with Israel.
Well, I'm not American, but in any case,
You thought he was American? Do you not hear his fucking thick accent? What are you taught? This guy actually does just have a bunch of rocks in his head.
Just asking you. So you think
you're not American?
No, I'm Scottish.
His brain dripped out of his ears, and he's just been stuffing tissue paper in ever since.
Lebanese.
Oh wow, you're Lebanese. Wow.
Half.
You're pro-Israel?
I think Israel has a right to exist. I don't know if I'm pro any particular country. I just want these countries to have the right to exist and be safe and secure and live in peace. And I don't like Iran-backed shitheads in Lebanon launching fucking attacks at Israel and then crying like little fucking bitches when Israel hits back. Yeah, I don't like that, because it doesn't seem to help anyone, does it? Do you think Hezbollah helped Lebanon? Do you think Hezbollah's attacks on Israel helped Lebanon in the last year, or made it worse?
Hezbollah's attacked on Israel?
Yeah, when Hezbollah attacked Israel since October 8th until the end of the year, do you think Hezbollah's attacks on, well, Hezbollah were firing rockets on the 8th at Israeli positions?
October 7th was a false flag operation, man.
Why did so wait, if you think October 7th was a false flag, then why did Hezbollah attack Israel afterwards? Like they fell for it, like they're idiots?
That was a false flag as well.
You think Hezbollah firing at Israel was a false flag?
Yes.
Why did they go out and make statements saying that they were firing rockets at Israel?
Oh, Israel notoriously.
Why did Nasrallah go on TV? Did Israel force Nasrallah to go on TV and say, yeah, we're firing rockets at Israel, we stand with the Palestinians?
Yeah, I'll only think of Mr. Krabs' daughter if I hear, me daughter Pearl. Me daughter Pearl.
On the 8th?
The false flag is allowing it for it to happen.
So is Hassan Nasrallah a false flag?
They have the technology to stop these attacks from happening.
They have the technology to stop most of them, not all of them.
Well, October 7th was a complete shit show.
Yeah, the Israelis failed. So I'm just asking you, do you think Hezbollah's attacks on Israel after October 7th helped Lebanon or hurt them?
I think it was a purposely failed. They failed on purpose.
You think Hezbollah failed on purpose? Okay, that's kind of fucking stupid, isn't it? Why would they fail on purpose and let Lebanon get bombed to shit?
October 7th.
I'm not asking about October 7th. I'm asking about October 8th with Hezbollah.
Yeah, they let that first attack happen, and then after, they tried to deflect them and blah blah blah.
Why did Hezbollah do the first attack? Was that a good idea?
Because because of October 7th happened.
So Hezbollah chose to attack Israel after October 7th, yes. Was that a good idea or a bad one? Is Lebanon better off for them doing that or worse off?
They were trying to protect Palestinians from Israel.
How? How does launching rockets up in the north protect Palestinians?
Honestly, the easy way out here is when Lonerbox is asking, what do you think? Is you just go, well, maybe even if I do think that it wasn't a great idea, I am not the military, I am not the militarized force. So I shouldn't be the one to make the decisions on what is the best, line of attack for them. Like, at least that's an answer, better than just going, well, they did it, bro. It was Israel. It was fucking Israel bombed themselves. Israel attacked their people and then bombed themselves through Hezbollah, bro. That was all Israel.
Palestinians. How does launching rockets at Israeli villages help Palestinians?
Are you okay with Israel bombing innocent civilians?
No, but I don't understand why Hezbollah firing rockets at the north of Israel is supposed to help. Did it help Palestinians?
Okay,
did it save anyone? Did it save anyone?
But aside from that,
don't be a coward. Did it help? Did it save anyone?
I just feel like you were probably a propaganda. Probably get picked by Israel.
Anyone?
At this point.
Did it save anyone?
I really would believe that this guy and Bad and Panada are the ones actually getting paid by Israel. They're getting paid by Israel, by the Mossad, to spread this idiotic pro-Palestinian sentiment. Because the pro-Palestinian sentiment is real and should be espoused properly and be pushed and promoted and talked about. But people like this and people like Bad and Panada, it's like, not only are you doing a bad job at, I don't even want to call it activism. You're doing bad activism, but also you're just making everybody around you look crazy too. So I believe it.
Can I ask how much Israel pays you?
Did Hezbollah's attacks on Israel save anyone?
How come you don't use your face?
Do you see why? Because I'm streaming on my end. My camera only goes to one source. It goes to my stream, not to Discord and the stream at the same time. Did Hezbollah's attacks on Israel save anyone in Palestine or Lebanon, or did they make it worse?
Wow, that's crazy.
Do you know what I mean, though? The problem is this is why I don't really understand why you get to claim that you're the one who supports Arabs when you're you can't even condemn an action that clearly resulted in just Arabs dying for no good reason. The only thing that happened because of Hezbollah's actions. What did I just say? Yeah, I went to the West Bank. I met Palestinians. I met people who support Hamas. Did you know that? No, you didn't, because you just saw screenshots. That's all you saw. Yeah.
You went to an Israeli. You went to a settler.
Yes, I met both groups. I met settlers. I met Palestinians. I also went to Kalandia. Is Kalandia a settlement?
So if you're in favor of a two-state solution, why would you go to settlers? Why would you meet settlers on the West Bank? That's
Because
like so.
Why did Louis Theroux meet settlers in the West Bank? Does he think he supports them? Do I have to support someone to interview them?
I mean, it's. But
Do
you were still.
you have to support someone to interview
In the
them?
interview, can I ask you? I didn't watch the interview, but were you?
So you didn't even watch the
saying in
interview. Do you support me? Because you're talking to me because you asked me for a conversation.
I didn't even. I just seen that you were friends with Ethan. I was like, man, why is this guy friends with Ethan? Man, doesn't make no sense.
I know. I'm sure the people in the Middle East are really
Yeah, that's what doesn't make no sense for sure.
struggling with that fact. I'm sure my Lebanese family are like really struggling to cope with the fact that I talked to Ethan Klein. It's almost as if they got better things to worry about, you know?
You don't think they're mad about that? I'm pretty sure they're pretty mad.
Yeah? Why? Do you think everyone in Lebanon supports Hezbollah?
Everyone doesn't support Ethan. Over there. So.
Do you think the people in
All Lebanese people hate Ethan. Everybody in Lebanon knows, one, who Ethan is, and two, they hate him. Makes a whole lot of
Lebanon?
sense.
Do you think all of them support?
I mean, this is... It isn't far off of Noah Sampson asking the Houthi kid. Obviously, he knows who Ethan Klein is, like, through the relationship with Hassan and all of it. I'm sure that he knows who Ethan is. But just like this weird... It's so weird. It's just... And it does come down to, well, he's Israeli. His wife's Israeli. And it's like, okay, what does that become then? We're being xenophobic. We're being xenophobic to the Israelis. Even if you just want to say, oh, well, you can't trust Israelis. You can't trust an Israeli citizen. That's being xenophobic.
For Hezbollah?
Man, regardless.
Why did they elect a president who's against them?
Can we have another conversation? Can we talk about
I mean, you're literally like flopping on every like. What's your goal
wanna
here?
talk
What do
about
you think you're doing? What's the goal here? Like, are you trying to be like a pro-Palestine advocate? You don't know anything about.
Do you want to talk about how they did 9/11 now?
Conflict? Are you trying to be like a? Are you trying to be like a dating coach? I don't know what Palestine has to do with that. Like, what are you trying to achieve here? You're asking about interviews that you never watched. Like, what's the point?
You want to talk about my dating coach? I mean, I'm pro headscarves, bro, and so that's what I'm all about, bro. You know?
Good for you.
I believe that hijabs, they make the women more holy and they make the relationship stronger. So that's what I'm at.
Dude, is he just like constantly faded as fuck? Like, I'm so confused as to how this guy's brain works. Like, Lonerbox is saying you're fumbling through all of this. What is the point of you having this conversation if you clearly don't know anything about this conflict or even just like the region in general? And he goes, well, you want to hear about my beliefs? I believe in the hijab. I think that women should wear headscarves and should keep themselves modest for their husband. Where's your wife?
Advocating in America. Like, I believe that, we should be pro headscarves in America.
Like,
that's my goal.
Everyone should wear them, or only people who want to?
I don't think it should be mandatory, but I think we should embrace them and encourage people to wear them.
How many people want to? Why not?
So I think that's my goal.
Would you ever date someone who's not hijabi?
They've been using them for thousands of years.
That's the one reason he can't be with Pearl. He's gonna need her to put on a hijab.
Years, I have, but I just, if I want to have a serious relationship, I definitely want a hijabi.
So why did you date? So if you're dating someone who's not hijabi, like, why do you do that?
I mean, well, why do you date? You don't date?
Yeah, I'm not Muslim.
I grew up in America. I'm not the most best Muslim. I try my best, but
Okay.
Yeah.
When you're dating someone who's not hijabi, do you try to convince them to wear a hijab?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I would try, but no.
Right. You're in LA.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's gonna be extremely difficult to do that.
That's the city where all the kind of like clowns go to try and get famous, right?
Pretty much.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's very demonic here.
To not realize that Lonerbox was just low-key roasting him is just the icing on the cake. Just to be like, yeah, you're right, man. There's a lot of demons out here. Sucks.
I would like to chat more, but honestly, I would rather open a vein. Take.
I might use that one. I would like to chat more, but honestly, I would rather open a vein. Amazing line.
Bye. I'm sorry. There's a fucking waste of time. Jesus Christ. Oh God. It's irresponsible platforming. Like, I'm just using like fucking. There's a lot of fucking loose screws going on there. That guy is not representative of the Middle Eastern community. Fuck me. Fuck's sake.
He could get Pearl to wear a hijab, you're right. He just needs to try. So now we're moving on to the final video. I hope I have enough time. I don't know if I will now, but we're going to try.
Open the door to managing your listings and finances like a pro on Booking.com.
3 ways Google's Notebook LM helps me study for finals. First, it stores all my study materials in one place.
I'm sure there's
No, yeah, it happened. I think it happened a few days ago, but the video came up today. No, I genuinely lost brain cells from that too. Like, it simultaneously made me feel so smart listening to Dating and Money talk, but also made me feel like I was losing so many brain cells. Truly incredible stuff. But now we move on to WillyMac Show. Idubbbz is unironically evil, featuring Hassan and Denims. Tried to ruin Ethan's family. Ethan who?
I'm sure there's anti-Semitic people that are attacking you guys, but they're not me. They're not Anissa. It's not Hassan.
I should go to the old city so I can get my fucking shit pushed in by some of the most inbred fundamentalist hicks.
It's not all these other creators that you're attacking.
Bro, they're literally making up stories to justify falsely calling CPS.
The other house is just like covered in dog, and he has kids, and his kids like crawl into the dog. God forbid, I don't know what they do with it. They contracted a parasite that I had previously never heard of in my life called Giardia from the dog that is all over his house.
So this is not a joking matter, but it can be very severe and deadly to small children. I mean, much like many other illnesses, it's very, very, very dangerous when infants get...
This is clearly an edit. This isn't her whole chat. This is clearly an edit of the chat.
the same sicknesses that adults get. It makes sense why he doesn't care about Palestinian children when he is neglecting his own. How is this happening? How is this happening? How is this happening?
Crimea River. Her chat like saying, oh, we're going to call
Crimea River, like Crimea, like Hassan says. Good one, Bad Empanada. Thank you, CPS, for checking on this poor baby.
CPS, oh, someone should call CPS. He's not even remotely like that. In fact,
the safety of these poor children needs to be assured.
The CPS call is warranted.
Where they're calling CPS, Child Protective Services, to come to our house and break up our family.
You're not the biggest victim on the internet, Ethan.
Nah, apparently it's these guys.
Be mean to them. If they feel bad, if they feel harassed, honestly, great. I don't give a fuck them. Each and every one of them. We need to be mean to these guys. We need to be assholes. They deserve it.
I love that Idubbbz is crying because him and his wife got called a cuck, but then he crazy makes Ethan for people role-playing killing his wife.
Wait, everyone! Ela Klein's in the hoist. Guys, she was just a secretary. Ela Klein.
Not everybody should be allowed to do live shows.
Take those prisoners.
I just imagine the people in the back were like, you know what I mean? Like the people who are running the show, like we're kind of like, just somebody.
Take those IDF genocidal soldiers. Where do they keep the secretaries? Secretary got
human skulls are getting mailed to their house.
Around the same time, we received 2 human skulls in the mail at our home, which led us to having a very pleasant interview with the FBI. Things have progressed well past the point of that's just what the internet does.
I'm done being nice to Ethan. I gave it a chance. My sincerity and my empathy in that last video was real.
Hassan's fans and orbiters are retweeting people saying, I'd love to swing their kid by the legs into an oak tree over and over again.
Maybe if Ethan's able to get some help, maybe if he stops harassing other creators, maybe if he does these things, eventually he'll find peace.
All of this is happening and somehow Ethan is labeled the harasser. How can you not see what's going on? They're doxing him and trying to take away his kids for mild political differences. That's why this video is sponsored by Aura. In a topic where people's personal information is being maliciously shared and posted online, it's an important reminder that people like you and me are just as vulnerable. Data brokers have websites where anyone can buy anyone else's personal information for just a few bucks. So it's important that you take the time to protect yourself. I do using Aura. Aura identifies brokers on your behalf and automatically submits opt-out requests that would otherwise be impossible to keep up with on your own. Seriously, just Google your name. You will see your address, phone numbers, family members popping up on all of these white pages websites. But if you give Aura just a bit of your personal information, after a few weeks, all of that will start to be taken down. You'll get less spam emails, less spam calls on your phone. It is genuinely life-changing. And Aura will continuously monitor the dark web and alert you if your personal information was exposed. You won't leave the back door to your house open at night, so why do it online? Plus, they give you up to $5 million of identity theft insurance should the worst case scenario happen. So stop the spam calls and protect yourself online by going to aura.com/WillyMac to start your 14-day free trial. Thank you, Aura, for sponsoring this video.
Amazing stuff. But yeah, Adam is a snake, and genuinely, that clip probably should be talked about more, because when I saw that, I genuinely was like, why is this like it's just so weird to be like, oh, she was just a secretary. No, she's an IDF soldier who should die. It's like, what? Even to say all of the current soldiers should die is fucking insane. Even beyond like, oh no, she used to be, she isn't one currently. If you are saying every single Israeli soldier should be killed, you are fucking insane. You are crazy.
That's the sound of the police. That's the sound of the beast. This drama stems from Ethan and Hassan's disagreements on Israel-Palestine. Now you might think Ethan must be super far right or something. No, they agree on 95% of things.
Do you believe that Israel is committing a genocide in Gaza?
Yes.
Okay, great. That this is a disagreement that you and I have.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you. If you want to add that, like the genesis of Zionism included, the displacement and the ravaging of the culture that existed there, then I would agree with you.
He even cried for Palestinians getting killed, relating to being a new dad.
As a father, it's even hard to talk about. This dude was holding his infant. It was like a year old. He was like patting her on the back and saying like his final goodbye. I mean, didn't expect to get emotional about that, but like, I'm a new dad, and that shit really fucks me up.
Yeah, this wasn't good enough because Anissa is 50% Irish and 50% Lebanese and grew up in Canada, so she can tap into empathy that Ethan can't comprehend.
I'll say it for anyone who doesn't know. Anissa is half Lebanese and half Irish. For anyone unfamiliar, the Irish have been on the receiving end of a lot of oppression and genocide. On the part of the Lebanese, they've received a lot of oppression and attacks from the IDF. So Anissa is very well familiar with the propaganda and the shit coming out of Israel.
Terrible as the Holocaust was,
What if it comes out she's actually not Irish? What if that part comes out? Her family comes from Northern Ireland, right? Is that the part where the part of the UK?
Obviously, it was horrendous, and how disgusting the doctor was that did the experiments did it on Jewish people. They found a couple of really groundbreaking discoveries through that experimentation.
Yeah,
It's just a funny claim to make because why she apologized for this and was like, my Joseph Mengele clip is me misunderstanding and spreading neo-Nazi propaganda by accident because I didn't know that it was neo-Nazi propaganda. Why even say this at all then? If you don't know what the actual, like... Because the thing is, I feel like I might have said this before too. Like, I probably have said this before when I was younger. But if you don't actually know the topic, like, or like the specific groundbreaking discovery that they made, what would even be the point in saying this at all? Other than just, like, playing defense. Because I feel like that's a thing they tell you is, it's you get it misconstrued with the idea of the Nazi scientists being taken under Operation Paperclip and used to find, to build NASA up and shit like that. Like, there were things that came out after, not through the experiments. Yeah, no, she's 100% American. That's the biggest thing.
Prefers that Nazi propaganda. I am also half Irish, so that makes me an authority on all things in the Middle East, unlike Hassan, who is 0% Irish. Ian does this appeal to authority to make Ethan seem like an idiot, but the authority he's appealing to is Hassan.
I would say that Hassan was very well equipped to talk about that topic. He's just got done capturing a massive progressive audience who are very politically savvy. They follow Hassan. Hassan is strictly a political streamer, so this is something they're very keyed into.
I have dozens of videos documenting how this dude will blatantly lie and make up conspiracies when covering topics or arguing with people. But we don't even have to reference those videos because another day has passed, and that means Hassan has told a whole new set of lies. So I just want to give you a sample of just how dishonest this guy is. Ethan talks about Jewish heritage in the Middle East. Hassan then ignores that and argues against something Ethan didn't even say.
Hassan attempts to deny Jewish heritage in the Middle East. It characterizes them not as indigenous, but as white colonizers. This is
the Israeli heritage in the Middle East is now tarnished by, well, first of all, Israeli heritage in the Middle East. What the f is Israeli heritage in the Middle East? That doesn't exist. Shut the f up.
He didn't say Israeli heritage. He said Jewish heritage.
Talking about a 76-year process, okay? You can't really call that heritage in the Middle East, okay? But as far as Jewish heritage in the Middle East, that's valid. You can talk about individually Arab Jews and whatnot, but that's not what you're talking about. You're playing fast and loose, making this dangerous conflation between Judaism and Zionism once again, over and over and over and over again.
You're the one doing that.
Hassan is denying Israeli heritage in the Middle East. The Israeli heritage in the Middle East, you know what that is? Death and destruction, genocide and apartheid. That's the only thing that Israeli heritage is in the Middle East. If you're talking about Jewish heritage in the Middle East, that's a little different, of course.
That's literally what he's talking about. Ethan won the argument without even being there. Hassan's chat finally corrects him for fundamentally misunderstanding Ethan's point, but it doesn't stop him from declaring victory in this imaginary conversation.
Oh, he didn't say Israeli heritage in the Middle East. He said Jewish heritage in the Middle East. My bad. Well, let me tell you, Jewish heritage in the Middle East is not Israeli heritage, okay? So you can't talk about Israel while talking about Jewish heritage in the Middle East. So my point still stands.
His ego is out of control. Hassan makes up in the debate with Ethan that...
Well, actually, it doesn't stand really, but okay.
Iraq gave a right to return for Jewish Arabs after they were kicked out.
Iraqi Jews can go back to their home tomorrow. The Egyptian Jews can go back to their homes tomorrow.
Absolutely.
That is insane. You are fucking out of your mind.
They can.
Okay,
they
how? Tell me how.
Can.
How did the Jews go back to
their... They don't want to, and I understand why they wouldn't want to.
No, they want to.
Why would yes, they could.
Lonerbox immediately pointed out that Iraq return law specifically excludes Jews. He can't even tell the truth about the pop he's drinking.
Hold on, what are you drinking?
It's a Dr. Pepper cream soda.
Who owns that?
I don't know, but it's not on the BDS national BDS list.
We'll double check.
Yes, I'm 100% sure.
Hassan is so incompetent, he came into a single Google search that shows that the owner of Dr. Pepper is a staunch Zionist. The point of this isn't that Israel is in the right or all Palestinians are bad. It's to show that he will confidently lie if it makes him look better in the moment. He didn't know about any of these things, yet he lies to try and act like he's in the right on all of them. It's effortless for him. And it's because he doesn't care about the truth. All he does is anti-West propaganda. It's his brand.
Just like I do propaganda.
I'm a propagandist. Well, no, the record.
And when you call him out on it, he doesn't correct the record. No, he molds and hides behind the dead bodies of Palestinians to avoid accountability.
I will never forget these monstrous pieces of for looking at a situation like the one happening, the one unfolding in Gaza, and choosing to never say anything about it, only to then make these drama videos to call out the people who call out the Israeli government. It is disgusting.
Nobody cares that you criticize Israel. It's that you're making stuff up. He will then slander people for calling him out, repeating that Lonerbox and Destiny were paid by Israel to go to the West Bank. The account that made the claim admits to making it up. Doesn't matter to Hassan.
Lonerbox literally did a paid Hasbara tour with former Israeli government spokesman Elon Levy, as well as illegal West Bank settler and Itamar bin Gavir political advisor Yishai Fleischer. Just further confirmation that all Zionists are invertebrate liars. How do you know it's paid? Even worse if he did it for free, to be honest.
Still reports the lies.
Also, I went on a paid trip to Israel, and that's not weird. It's not weird that I went on a paid trip to Israel.
He has a Scottish accent, not a Tory accent. Thank you very much.
These guys spent their own money to do on-the-ground journalism in the West Bank, recorded and covered how the IDF burnt down fruit markets of civilians, interviewed tons of people. Well, they're Israeli operatives because they don't agree with every single thing that Hassan says. Hassan goes on vacation to France, Japan, Australia, all over the course of the war, and then reads Twitter for his research. Yet he claims he's doing the important journalism.
But if it's between me going live and giving you 10 hours of on the ground, 10 hours of reporting from the ground, at a critical moment, at a critical time, versus not going live that day just so I can go on Piers Morgan and fucking yell at him, I think it's selfish of me to take the Piers Morgan route.
On the ground, dude's either in his hotel suite or the third floor of his LA mansion. When told that he should go to Israel, Hassan says he can't.
I was thinking about this the other day because I heard Hassan say it again when he's like on the ground reporting. It's like, does he mean on the floor while he's laying on his belly with kicking his feet up in the air like on his phone? Like, what does on the ground mean to you?
Can't, because it would be too dangerous.
That's your argument. You got it. You can enter Israel. What's more to say? Brother, I am not going to Nazi Germany, okay? I hope you understand this. Brother, I'm not going to Israel so you can execute me, okay? Stop demanding that I go to Israel. Stop demanding that I go to Nazi Germany.
He was invited to do actual journalism in Gaza, but wouldn't because they couldn't guarantee his safety.
The thinking about going to Gaza thing is also kind of stupid because I was invited by literal journalists that work in Gaza, okay? And I, unfortunately, most likely will not be able to go because the people that I did talk to said that they could not give me security assurances that Israel would not kill me.
It's the way that he talks about it that is truly just so, like, all it does is cause more, like, irritation in his audience. Like, I don't even know how to, like, explain it. Because, like, just to say that, because, yeah, those people couldn't give him assurances for his safety based on the fact that Israel could bomb the areas at any given time because of the infrastructure of Hamas within the civilian infrastructure. And he's just going to be like, I couldn't go because Israel might kill me. That, to like all these 14, 15-year-old viewers of his, they're going to take that as, oh, the Israeli government might kill him as soon as he lands. Like, as soon as he gets down, they're going to be coming gunning for him. They're going to be coming and trying to murder him specifically as a journalist for doing journalism here. And yes, journalists have died. They have. Terrible. They shouldn't. But to act like this was something that he didn't realize beforehand seems dumb. To be like, they couldn't give me security assurances. No shit. Like, no fucking shit.
Or anyone, really.
How does he think on-the-ground journalism works? There's a danger to it. That's why it's called On the Ground. Brandon Buckingham went to Lebanon when Israel was bombing them. Places he was at were bombed the next day. By the time he finished the video, some of the people he was with were now dead. But you know...
No, exactly, Aaron. I actually only like figurative journalists like Hassan.
Hassan, the real journalist, thinks reading Twitter is reporting from the ground. Idubbbz analysis.
I would say that Hassan was very well equipped to talk about that topic. They follow Hassan. Hassan is strictly a political streamer, so this is something they're very keyed into.
The only way you would think this is if you're a Hassan fan.
I'm more extreme than Ian, where I'm like pretty anti-capitalist. I hate landlords. I hate the system that we're in.
My understanding is that the property owners who have properties there choose just not to rent it at all.
Yeah, kill them. Kill those motherfuckers in a video game. Sorry. Holy shit. Murder those motherfuckers in the street. Let the streets soak in their fucking red capitalist bloods, dude.
Whoa, Ian's about to get cucked live.
Is there anything you want to promote while you're here? I don't know.
Creator Clash 2. Give us money for charity next year.
All right, Creator Clash 2, guys.
They raised $0 from Creator Clash 2. Even when Ian describes Hassan's America deserved 9/11 moment, he makes it sound so much more nuanced and sophisticated than it actually was. An anger-induced crash out.
America deserved 9/11, dude. I'm saying it.
That is someone who is extremely frustrated and passionate about a particular topic. In this case, American imperialism and terrorism. You could have looked into that.
Oh yeah, the normalization of comparing Israel to Nazi Germany is so stupid and it makes no sense to me. And I will just keep making this point. Germany was about as old as Israel is now at the time of Nazi Germany. So Germany was as old as Israel is now or I think it was younger, during the time of Nazi Germany. They did Nazi Germany, and we did not think it's time to dissolve Germany as a nation, remove all of the Germans and the, all of the different, the Goths and the fucking whatever, all the different groups, and separate them. That's not what we thought. So to think that the smart thing to do would be dissolve Israel as a whole just because of the current regime that you're saying, you know what I mean? Like, we can dissolve we can reform the government without a full dissolve of it.
Could have talked to Hassan a little bit more and found out what his international politics opinions are, but you wouldn't even need to do that. You can.
Yeah, and the mentality that Ethan is just a funny streamer. He can't talk about serious political topics. Doesn't make any sense when Hassan like really got popular from watching like MasterChef and shit like that. Like the politics was always there, but let's not forget that he's been just chatting for a long time.
You can look at it online.
If you look at it online, Hassan crashed out because Dan Crenshaw mentioned that military bases are an important part of national and global security.
You're not the only one that's told me this, and particularly not the only one that's told me this that has a military background, saying it's virtually impossible to prevent any of this stuff without having bases over there.
People go to restaurants to be taken care of, to relax, to not have to think about anything else for a minute.
That's 100% right. Yeah, I mean, and you need that relationship with the host nation, of course, that you want to partner with, and that's generally what we do, especially in the special operations community.
Hassan's academic response was to say that Dan deserved to be raped by soldiers.
What the fuck? What the fuck is wrong with this dude? Didn't he go to war and like literally lose his eye because some mujahideen, a brave soldier, f***ed his eye hole with their dick? Isn't that how he lost his dumbass eye? Because he got his eye hole f***ed by a brave soldier? America deserved 9/11, dude. We totally brought it on ourselves, dude. Holy shit.
It's so fucking insane that like I get worked up. I get mad, I get angry, I get riled up. I wouldn't be like, somebody needs to go to Hassan. Somebody needs to go. Like, you know what I mean? It's just so fucking weird. Spewing vitriol is just heinous. Hassan, more like heinous. Heinous?
And what's funny is if Hassan just played 20 more seconds of the video, Dan would have acknowledged Hassan's frustrations.
Again, I think it is reactionary to just assume that we have bad intentions all the time and that everything's America's fault. I hear that constantly, mostly coming from the left, but that isolationist sentiment certainly comes from the right as well. And it's a reaction. It's a reaction to the Iraq War and some of the mistakes we made there. These matters are complex, and they deserve complex reasoning and analysis and a little nuanced understanding. And I just think that's how we should look at it. We don't say that we're always right. That's not what I'm saying.
When confronted by his uncle on the Young Turks, Hassan backpedals, blaming it on English being his second language.
But you understand now, and not just now, but you understood fairly soon after you said it, that saying Americans deserve 9/11 is a completely different statement and one that's wrong.
No, I didn't say Americans deserve 9/11. I said America deserves 9/11.
Right, but that's
and
still
in that
wrong.
Moment, well, maybe you can chalk it up to English being my second.
Saying America deserved 9/11 still means Americans deserved 9/11. Because an attack on America in the way of 9/11 is an attack on the civilians. It's not attack. It's an attack on, like, bro. It's the way that he tries to dance around everything. Like, he really just tries to weave his way around where he never has to apologize, never has to actually contend with any of his own, like, fucked up takes. He just has to go, well, you're just not understanding me. I didn't even misspeak. You're just too dumb to get it.
Second language or whatever you want to chalk it up to.
This wasn't a thoughtful commentary. It's him having an emotional outburst instead of engaging with why Dan is wrong. Maybe he is. I don't know. And then avoiding accountability when he gets criticized. He does this with everybody when the conversation gets slightly complex. I would love to.
See, that's the thing, though. I wouldn't even say I act like an adult all the time. I'm trying my best. But yeah, Hassan doesn't even try. Like, come on.
Chalk all this up to Ian just not knowing what he's talking about, but it's much more malicious than that. Ian is leaving out context on purpose.
He just got done capturing a massive progressive audience who are very politically savvy. They follow Hassan.
The word of the day is empathy.
I think only in these past couple of years have I gained the ability empathy. And I'm very ashamed to admit that. It sounds really pathetic to say at the age of 32, I've acquired empathy.
It is. Idubbbz understanding the word empathy confuses me a bit. You see, when Ethan told a story about how CPS was falsely called because he talked about his kids getting sick, I felt bad for Ethan. Ian felt bad for the accusers.
I just can't help myself but feel for other people's pain and suffering now.
Not once in the initial content cop video did Ian mention that CPS was falsely called on Ethan and Hila. It makes the entire video horribly dishonest because it is the catalyst for the.
Oh my god. No, I didn't mean to mute it.
Ethan was dragging Ethan and Hila. It makes the entire video horribly dishonest because it is the catalyst for this entire drama. If you watch the content cop, you would think that Ethan was dragging Idubbbz into a drama that he started for no reason.
And it's all culminated, at least for my story, in Ethan burning bridges with people until he burned the bridge with me. Since Ethan...
I guess that is the issue, because I've been trying to think about this, because he's always talking about empathy. And I think that it might be that he has empathy with no level of sympathy. Like, you know what I mean? So he sees what's happening and he gets this feeling of he gets secondhand embarrassment. He gets cringe. He gets frustrated but he doesn't have the sympathy to actually understand where those feelings are coming from. So he just directs it in the moment, however. Because yeah, empathy is great. Being able to understand on a deeper level why someone's feeling the way that they're feeling. It's great, but I don't know. I feel like he doesn't actually understand who's feeling what way. He's just feeling it himself.
Ethan and Hassan's falling out. I've been keeping to myself mostly. I don't have many nice things to say. Maybe if Ethan's able to get some help, maybe if he stops harassing other creators, maybe if he does these things, eventually he'll find peace and we can like rekindle our friendship.
These other creators were Frogan, who's Hassan's mod, and repeatedly would write that Ethan hates Arabs for not supporting the October 7th terrorist attack. On October 7th, she would write, leftists preach and foam at the mouth at the thought of revolution happening in America. But as soon as it happens in the Middle East, what they're doing is wrong. Ethan is apparently a racist for not supporting or calling for terrorist attacks. What else do you call this? Denims would argue that Israelis who do mandatory service should get Nuremberg trial, which was the execution of the 21 worst Nazis in World War II. Ethan's wife did mandatory service as a secretary, yet he is apparently the worst of the worst according to Denims.
Personally not a fan of you know, I had to do what I was forced to do. I feel like you start getting really close to like Nuremberg trial type shit there.
She'd hype up the guy who advocated for and jokingly takes credit for calling CPS.
Lets his dogs all over his mansion, and he just leaves on the floor, something that is probably related to the fact that his former housekeeper is suing him for a number of different reasons. So I would assume he doesn't actually have a housekeeper anymore, or perhaps he lost his extra housekeeper. So now the house.
And I'm sorry, I think I used that argument once before, and I corrected myself too, because it is an easy thing to say, soldiers are just doing what they're told. But people love to chalk that up to, oh, well, you're just saying the Nazi thing. You're just doing the Nazi thing. I think the thing people forget is every soldier is just doing what they are told. It's about what are they being told to do that is wrong or not. Like, you know what I mean? And yes, they should have some level of understanding on, oh, they're telling me to murder this child? Yeah, I shouldn't murder this child right now. But at the end of the day, like, they are all just following orders. And, like, the thing is about holding the actual, like, higher-ups accountable. Because if all we did was care about who did the killing or whatever, like, are we actually sending Hitler to, you know, are we putting Hitler to death? Are we putting, you know, people on trial fairly? I know that Hitler didn't get a trial, but you get what I'm saying. It's like, what's the point?
He's just like covered in dog shit. And he has kids, and his kids like crawl into the dog shit, and God forbid, I don't know what they do with it. I don't know if they eat it or if it's just from like contact with it with their hands or something, but they contracted a parasite that I had previously never heard of in my life called Giardia from the dog shit that is all over his house.
Dude, how is it that like maybe once a week I look into what Ethan Klein's been up to, and every time I manage to find more and more terrible shit. Also, this is not a joking matter, by the way. It can be very severe and deadly to small children. I mean, much like many other illnesses, it's very, very, very dangerous when infants get the same sicknesses that adults get. There are lots of things that you can get as an adult. You're totally fine. You'll be A-okay. No problem. A child, a small infant that has no immune system, shouldn't be catching anything.
That sentence. I swear, every time I hear her talk about this, it's like it just gets more and more dumb. That sentence doesn't make any sense. A child with no immune system shouldn't be getting anything. How do you think they build their immune system?
This chat is an edit compiling the worst messages from Denim's chat, but they are real. You can see the same messages in the top right, which is...
Oh, so today they're just doing something simple. Revealing our top movies of all time. Yeah, I think we're going to be starting late today. This feels like a filler.
Is her live chat. So the guy who made the video is advocating CPS take his kids away. Denims is talking about how careless and shocking it is of Ethan to put his kids in so much danger, as her chat is also echoing that his kids should be taken away. On top of wanting Gila, the mother of his children, executed, bad empanada role plays.
Secretary got.
Meanwhile, Ian's saying, look how unhinged and crazy Ethan's acting. He even went after Matt Lieb.
He's finding new people every day, basically, to get in fights with.
Of all people, this guy, Matt Lieb.
Matt Lieb is in this, like, middle tier. His valuable association is Rhett and Link. So Rhett and Link, conveniently, are also in this category of popular and powerful men who Ethan does not want to burn bridges with. I think Ethan only respects power right now, which is one of the reasons I made this video in the first place.
The important context, Ian, is that Matt Lieb is constantly platforming Bad Empanada as a good guy.
We both have bad in our, YouTube names, and yet we are both good. What do you make of that?
Am I good? I don't know.
I think you're good.
Matt Lieb has also tweeted out, we gotta save them kids, referring to people trying to get CPS to take away Ethan's children. Ethan Healer simply asking Ian to tweet out that this is crazy, something I and many other creators who have never spoken to the H3 crew did easily. If the same thing happened to Hassan, I would come to his defense, because it's not online banter or disagreements at that point, it's real life harassment. When CPS showed up to Ethan's house, Denim seemingly justifies it, saying kids can't form memories at 5, so who cares?
I think it's embarrassing for Ela here to be like, this is so traumatic for the kids, you're trying to traumatize the children. It's like, dog, you literally, the vast majority of people are, like, are not remembering anything that happened to them at 3. It's just sympathy, right? It's just, she's just pulling like the IDF classic card of like, please, my life is so difficult. Please, everyone that is against us needs awful experiences because we're the ones dealing with the real awful experiences.
You're trying to take her kids away. That seems reasonable to complain about as a mother.
I was like, I really don't want you to create any bad memory here for them. Like, they are 5 and 3. They don't understand this shit. So I told him,
create any bad memory for them. You're not forming memories at 3 years old, and it's very rare that you're forming memories at 5 years old.
Oh, yeah, sorry. From what I've seen, I think on mobile it only shows up for some people, and I don't know, because on my YouTube account, when I've tried to become a membership for certain people, I'd have to do it on mobile, or I'd have to do it on desktop, or I would have to bring up the actual like browser app to do it from there. It's weird sometimes. I don't know if maybe they're updating the UI still and doing it like progressively, like certain regions are getting it first, but I don't think everybody has the join for mobile. But it is there if anyone wants to become a member. We do appreciate it.
Now, yes, you are. No, you're not. When we're talking about being able to remember, being able to recall memories, it's like 4 is the cutoff. But even if you are forming any memories at 4, you're not gonna be able to remember them past like 15. You have maybe 1 or 2 memories.
She then reads the exact opposite on stream when she looks it up, but then chooses to repeat that she was right.
There's a wide variation about the mean across methods, cohorts. The average age of adults' earliest memories is 3.5 years old. You're not really forming memories at 3.
You literally just read out of your mouth that the average adult starts forming memories at 3. What is happening?
All of these people want to take your kids away because you don't co-sign everything they say. If you don't fall in line with your language, they will try to ruin you. Idubbbz would go on to say that she doesn't condone people calling CPS, but she justified it. Even as she speaks, her chat is calling for CPS.
We're talking about CPS. 1, I don't condone. 2, I've never condoned it, and you will not be able to find a clip of me saying, yes, we should do this, because it doesn't exist. I've literally given Ethan Klein credit on multiple times, or multiple instances, and I will do it again right now.
That's exactly
for
why
not
I need
showing
members.
photos of his.
Buy a membership today so I can get premium and we don't have to watch ads anymore.
Kids.
I'm sure there's anti-Semitic people that are attacking you guys, but they're not me.
It's her. After seeing all of this, because Ian does know about it, he says Idubbbz is his friend, but Ethan is a halfway friend for wanting him to speak up.
Now, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. We are friends with Idubbbz. We think that she's a good person like we think Ethan and Hila are good people. Kind of a tricky situation. How can you possibly think that they're both good people at their core?
It's not tricky at all. She's acting like a demon.
People can have crash out moments. People can say things that they don't mean. People can say things because they want internet clout and attention. I don't know. I think they're both probably guilty of saying things that they don't mean for internet clout and attention. Right now, one's a little bit more fucking nasty to me than the other.
You've lost your mind.
I'm still not perfect.
I also like that's like, I don't understand how all of them say these things without thinking them out first. Because that was off of a script. And he's saying, well, both of you guys kind of do the same thing, but of course I'm going to support the person that is treating me nicely. It's not even about them being correct. It's just about them treating you nicely because you think like, oh, well, you're both doing kind of bad stuff. Like, what are the levels of severity here? We need to rank this kind of stuff. We can't just act like everything's the same. I've always said, you might think getting shot's worse than getting stabbed, but they both suck shit, so.
Perfect. I think that is, my empathy meter's only maybe like a quarter of the way filled up, potentially, but it's at least there. And I just want you guys to know that you can unlock ability empathy.
This is the empathy you've learned, empathizing with the people you want to take away his kids and kill his wife. But to Ian, both of these people are crashing out equally.
I actually have a lot of friendships that are kind of that way, where it's like, one of the friends doesn't fuck with the other friend, but there is someone in the middle who kind of fucks with both of them, but separately. Yeah, there's a lot of friendships that are like that. I'm not gonna make you guys like meet up and kiss or anything.
This isn't just some petty beef where they just can't get along. If your friend is screwing up, you should be able to tell them. But Ian knows that. He just thinks Ethan's the one screwing up. It's genuinely evil that Ian doesn't disclose the extent of the harassment in this video. His audience has no idea because he omits it. Even in his follow-up content deputy, the extent of the harassment is never.
Everybody should put, everyone put their favorite movie in chat. My favorite movie is probably, I'm a B horror kind of guy, so I would probably go with Evil Bong or The Toxic Avenger. Just because I could watch those 100 times and I would find it hilarious every time. But those are mine.
Disclosed. Instead, he tries to find examples of Ethan being dishonest, and they're just wrong.
Ethan Klein uses this very deceptively edited video that is just like doing this smooth scroll to make it seem like that's all of Denham.
Ethan is going to have Shawshank as top 5. He's going to go Shawshank, 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 Shawshank.
Chat, but that's not what it is. And then when he's called out on it, he hides it. He moves his window over the real chat.
Also, this is not a joking matter, by the way. It can be very severe and deadly to small children.
Dude, it is Idubbbz chat. It's just a compilation of the messages. If Idubbbz just watches the original clip that Ethan is commenting on, you can find the same messages in the chat. The show is called Content Cop, but there is no investigation. Ian then just goes full mask off and says the CPS call was wholly justified.
To be honest, I'm very proud that I didn't immediately jump to Ethan and Hila's defense, because when you look into the story, it actually looks a lot for Ethan and Hila, and I do mean that literally. There was this H3 stream where Ethan was dumping as per usual. He was talking about his own health. He was talking about his caca breath, his dog having diarrhea, his dog having giardia.
Olive has giardia. It's a bacterial infection in the.
Honestly, all of those movies that have been put in chat, I would say are justifiable as top movies. Personal favorites.
Intestines that makes you have diarrhea.
His child running.
Shrek. I mean, hey, if you can watch Shrek that many times, that means it's that good.
around putting things in their mouth.
Sonny's crawling around. He's putting everything in his mouth. He's at that age. He has giardia.
The whole family possibly having giardia.
And now Ela has giardia.
Shut. For real?
And now I think this morning I had diarrhea.
Oh my God.
Mentioned diarrhea a lot.
Crazy diarrheas like in the middle of the night. All the time he's having these crazy diarrheas. You wash your hands as best you can, but these are really nasty diarrheas.
I guess this is all you need to justify calling CPS, according to Ian.
So of course, Ethan, having made so many enemies over the years, other people react to his content. And when other people see that he's talking about his children getting giardia from dog poop, people are quite reasonably concerned. And so, yes, anyone who's seeing that content might be concerned enough to call CPS, including Ethan's own chat, which, by the way, is not a measly number. It's about 26,000 at the time of this stream.
What's more likely, Ethan's chat laughing and goofing around, or Denham's chat saying call CPS and then CPS shows up 3 days later? It's obviously Denham's. He's being dishonest. Ian also says that's completely reasonable to call CPS over kids getting giardia. It's not. You do one Google search, talk to any doctor, you'll find out that it's extremely common among children. The idea that parents can't tell a story about other kids.
Well, that's why it's funny, right? Because they had to use Google to look up the fucking CPS number, right? Like all these people, they had to use Google. They don't just know it off the top of their head. So they had to use Google at least once. And they couldn't have done it to look up, hey, what? The giardia is common?
Got sick without having to worry about a CPS call is frankly insane. Ethan's kid didn't even end up having giardia. Not that that matters. It's wild that Ian puts the blame on Ethan.
Why does it have to be anyone else's fault but your own? Take some fucking responsibility.
For what? Do you think he called CPS on himself? Is it his fault people want to murder his wife too? Yes, according to Ian.
They just implied that we are okay with people using CPS as harassment.
You literally just said you were okay with it.
And when other people see that
they did an Instagram post, but still no thumbnail, really? Oh no, okay, here it goes. Thumbnail just went live. Oh, interesting thumbnail. Hassan's tiny feet. It updated live. Great. So they're definitely just putting in a filler. I wonder what the topics are going to be today. We're just winging it.
That he's talking about his children getting giardia from dog poop. People are quite reasonably concerned.
Is Ian okay? Did a lizard person kill him and start wearing his skin? Brother, put back on your glasses and uncross your eyes because you're not seeing straight. This guy got called a simp and a cuck, realized that people being mean to you on the internet wasn't fun, and then deleted all of his content cop videos because he found empathy. But this is the most soulless and cruel video he has ever uploaded. Even at the end of the video when he says he's crying for Ethan, he's really crying for himself.
You know, I also see the dynamic of Ethan and Eli.
Here we go.
It's really hard to be
the H3 show is now going live,
and it's like, okay, like if you come to their defense, that doesn't always help them, right? Sometimes that makes it worse for them.
Okay, so now imagine it's not just him and his wife; it's his entire family, his employees, his pets. Use that empathy, buddy. I want to wrap up this segment on.
Thank you for coming in. I just want to say again, thank you before it starts. Thank you for everybody that stopped in, anybody that came in from Alex's video. I really do appreciate it. We do this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so remember to stop in. Remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah.
On empathy by talking about some racist dog whistles. And I don't mean it in the same way Hassan means it, where he calls everything racist. Someone says they don't like using a bidet while vacationing in Japan. Racist.
Kind of fun in the beginning, and now it's just getting really, really annoying. I just kind of want to wipe my butt like a normal person.
Wait, what? Why is he making it seem like you have to wash your ass? Bro, here's how you want to know something about white supremacy? You want to know something about white supremacy? You can go anywhere on the planet. If you're white and you criticize something, no one thinks you're a barbaric caveman. But because he's fucking white and he's in a non-white country, people still don't understand that that is literally a barbarian going, grug. That is internalized white supremacy inside of all of us, where because the Western world, the Western ethnocentric, Anglo-Saxon domination is so fucking pervasive that we look at that and our immediate reaction isn't like, oh, he's a
What up, Wales? Welcome in. OWT Wales in chat.
Barbarian.
Yo, this guy's retarded. Someone calls him stupid, racist dog whistle.
Hassan didn't mean to insult me. He simply reached the narrow limits of his understanding of the world. Dude, I can't do this. The narrow limits. Yeah, dude. Just say I'm a Turk roach with a cockroach brain and move on, okay? Yeah, fuck it. I'm saying it, dude, okay? This motherfucker not exactly out of the...
Can we also, point out that isn't it weird how they so often, Hassan and Denham's and Frogan and Ian and Anissa, they all, do this thing of going, just call me a slur then. Call me a Turk roach. Call me a this. Call me a cuck. Guys... Why do you need it to go there? Is that the only way you can be right? Is we need to make them out as evil before we can make our point valid. It's so weird.
Alt-right pipeline, okay? Straight up, dude.
But Ian having the choice between 10 different swords in Hassan's house and landing on the swastika one, not a dog whistle.
God forbid you pick up a sword in here, okay?
I was thinking about doing some sort of ritual in
no
here.
No more swords, okay?
I'm the one who thoughtlessly picked up the sword.
We were grabbing a lot of props in Hassan's room, and there are a lot of props.
There's a lot of anti-Semitic props, and he just chose that anti-Semitic one as opposed to the other anti-Semitic ones.
There's only one prop in Hassan's house that has a swastika, and you just so happen to pick up that one. Now, I know this sword was from an anime, and people, including Ethan, were willing to give everybody the benefit of the doubt on this.
I don't want to talk about Hassan's sword. I don't want to talk about Hassan's sword hilt because Ethan himself basically admitted already multiple times he doesn't think any of us did that intentionally, and he would be right.
Do I think any of them actually like wanted to put a swastika in the photo? No, no. I don't actually think that.
But what Ian purposely omits is later in that same podcast, Ethan discovers that Hassan knew nothing about the anime and refers to that sword as the swastika sword.
Sicker. Wait, that's what's sus. That's questionable. Yeah. Immediately goes for the swastika one. Got it.
It doesn't seem like a coincidence, but it gets better. A point of contention between Ethan and Hassan is that Hassan calls Jewish people inbred. Sometimes he specifies he only means settlers. Other times it seems like he's just throwing it out there.
I should go to the old city so I can get my fucking shit pushed in by some of the most inbred fundamentalist hicks.
When Hassan is debating Ethan and they're talking about this, what does Anissa tweet out? Inbred. It's very intentional. It's meant to make Ethan feel paranoid about anti-Semitism being normalized online. It clearly is among all of these people.
This looks like a swastika.
Yeah, totally.
Or do you think that now that it's been pointed out that he should remove the photo at least? Take it down?
No. Why would he take it down? That'd be crazy.
It's always policing content. Okay.
Yeah. Policing content.
Where else have I heard that phrase?
Didn't you participate in a series called Content Pop? You want to talk to me about policing content? You f***ing dipshit, dude.
So what do we learn about empathy? Empathy is when you sympathize with people.
Honestly, I didn't even put that together at first. That's a good point.
Who falsely try to break up families because they hear someone got sick, siding with people making death threats and preying on people's seemingly real fears of anti-Semitism being normalized. Empathy is when you don't honestly represent the other person's arguments and you just lie by omission to all of your viewers. For as much as Ian claims to have grown as a person, he has never lied like this before. The content cop Ian regrets most is on Tana Mojo, and after Ian apologized to her, she says she didn't deserve it.
But I'm more so just talking about like his actions to me, like, you know, him showing up to my show, him kind of putting me on blast, him inevitably making me kind of canceled and lose subscribers and have to apologize and all that type of stuff. I kind of think I'd like deserved that. And maybe that's like dark, like to say, but like, I don't feel like I'm owed an apology. I think I would be a completely different person if I didn't have that. I think
Well, that's the thing. She didn't deserve the apology. Did he actually apologize to her? Oh my God. He is just how is he this dumb? You shouldn't have needed to, you weren't apologizing to her. You would have been apologizing to to black people for using the N-word. Like, bro. I'm sorry for calling you out for being racist in the past. That was fucked up of me. I shouldn't have called you out for racist comments you made in the past. That part's fine. It was the way that you did it. You fucking idiot.
like I was on track to just be so on my high horse and like egotistical and like nothing could go wrong, that something going wrong gave me such a dose of reality that like this might not last forever. Like you need to be held accountable for actions.
This is real growth. This is maturity. What you are is a small person who doesn't have confidence in making their content anymore, so you cling on to these vampires while projecting your own insecurities onto Ethan.
It's so hard for me on my podcast to like loosen up. It's incredibly hard. I talked about it in my apology. Like, I am so insecure about my ability to entertain. I think he feels the same, to be honest. I don't think he said as much.
Dude, this is classic projection. Ian cannot fucking manage to come up with a joke now, so he thinks that Ethan is too insecure to make jokes anymore. This is projection, like 101 over here. What are you talking about?
Come on, dude. You're one step away from calling me a cuck. Just take the plunge.
You're a cuck. But even worse, you're mentally cucked. You're sitting on a sign stream in the cuck chair as he's all over drama streamers, slowly realizing that you fit the description.
That's part of the reason why I often don't fight back against a lot of these people that are fueling these hate raids and brigades, is because I know I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing.
That's misreporting the news and lying.
And eventually all of that is gonna be background noise. And those people, they have a shelf life. They have a shelf life because they don't have the same stubborn nature that I do. They don't have the same.
If it was at the Steamies, then I will say that it was kind of dumb for Ethan to, I don't know if he encouraged it or just allowed it, but probably not a, like I'm saying, she's not the one who needs to be apologized to. It would be anybody who would be affected through, like, just using racist language. Come on.
Interests as I do, they inevitably become their own worst enemies. They inevitably cook themselves. You might think you're riding high on the slop for a little bit. You might think you're getting showered with praise. An army of anonymous Redditors telling you you're brilliant. But at the end of the night, when you go home, and you sit down and you look yourself in the mirror, you're not going to recognize who you've become. That's it. It's turning into a lolcow of a different variety. That's what I think.
That's so mean.
It's mean because it's you. Ian's empathy tour ends with him blindsiding all of his fighters after tainting it with this drama. According to Harley, the main event fighter for Creator Clash 1, 2, and 3, H3's audience was a big percentage of the ticket sales and promotion for the event.
H3 sold the most tickets to Creator Clash 1 and 2, I believe. I think they did a lot of tickets.
Wait. Is that true?
I would think that, wouldn't you? Like, what else? What other entity promoted
Well,
Creator
I
Clash?
think that personally, but I'm not the current headliner for the third card, so they want to hear it from you, not me.
The H3 podcast promoted Creator Clash 1 and 2 more than anyone. So of course Ian makes a video on Ethan alienating that whole audience, but also making the war in the Middle East a fundamental talking point.
Hello, everybody. It is Ethan Klein coming at you.
Well, thank you so much for watching, everybody that stopped in. I really do appreciate it. Remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you again on Friday. And thank you so much. This is Captain Quasar signing off. So go check out the stream, like and subscribe if you haven't already, and become a member, please. It'll help a poor boy out. But yes, thank you so much, and goodbye. It was only 20 minutes too. Good job, 20-minute gang. We underestimated them.